And a diva is a female version of a hustler, of a hustler, of a hustler. And a diva is a female version of a hustler, of a hustler, of a hustler.
Lindsay Renee here.
The blues is a feeling too. The blues is being down, missing a woman, losing a woman, feeling alone, needing a job. Wanting a woman is a big part of the blues. Well, going through hard times, wanting to move to a better place. And in those days, if a black man lost his woman, he'd lost everything, because he didn't have anything else. The blues to many people are many things, but to me, the blues is life, as we lived in the past, as it is now in the present, and as it will be in the future, as long as people have problems. Gospel music had a lot in common musically with the blues. Many blues musicians played both gospel and blues. But it wasn't easy for them because the church would have nothing to do with the blues. It's the other side of the coin. The choice a musician has to make, almost between God and the devil. Between the church, the fundamentalist Southern church that permitted no drinking or dancing, and the fast, loose life of the honky-tonks. They was on the road, traveling, gig to gig, town to town, up to Memphis and beyond to places like Chicago. But the blues actually came from all over the South, wherever black people played music, chopping cotton, picking cotton, or hauling logs in lumber camps. They were great musicians, legends now, but then they were black and poor, and that was how they lived. But it was here in the Mississippi Delta, probably more than anywhere else, that the blues was born. After World War II came the beginning of the leveling process for the American black, and the beginning of the end of the country Delta blues. Blacks were starting to gain social and economic status. What was lost was the lonely song of the farmer working in the Delta fields. The blues have been born and nurtured in the South of the teens and 20s and 30s, a South that in many ways had been the same for son and father and grandfather. As the South changed, and black men and women began to claim the rights previously reserved for the whites, the old-time country blues was no longer the voice of the black youth. Times had changed, and so had the music. But the Delta blues would not be and could not be forgotten, because all of it, urban blues, rock and roll, soul and hard rock, Little Richard, Elvis Presley, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and me too, all of it comes right back here to the Delta. We all learn from the old-time Delta blues. However the blues have changed, its spirit remains. Wherever the blues went, this is where they came from. The blues is a feeling.
And listen, guys, you're listening to the Cleopatra Show. We are live broadcasting right here at the Chicago Blues Festival at Millennium Park. And that historian you heard was an ancestor. Tribute to B.B. King. What better way to open up the Blues Fest with your ticket to WVON's live broadcast than to hear from the king of blues himself? Listen, he told a story of how it came to be from the Mississippi Delta, but many of us that are descendants of great migrators know something about it, and Chicago has a historic presence because we throw it like nobody else throws it. That's right. This Blues Fest is one of the largest fests in the United States of America. And folks are coming from all across the globe to be present with us. And we have a show for you. In fact, I'm looking at the man, the myth, the legend. That's right. Fernando Jones is going to join me in a hot second. He's tuning up that sweet thing he got there. I look forward to hearing him strung those beats and play those strings. But meanwhile, for you all, definitely, I want you all to weigh in. Make sure you like and share the show. Give us a comment and give us a call. If you are showing up to the Blues Fest, I want to hear from you. Of course, I'm going to do a fit check so I can identify you. But it is so much terrain to conquer, and we are so excited to have you with us. Let me tell you the lay of the land. The promenade is being built as we speak with so many different stages food festivals and trucks are pulling up, and so are the musicians. They are all getting prepared because it is going to be a weekend of festivities. And when Fernando Jones joins me shortly, he is going to give us the historical perspective from his era. I played it in a way that taking us back to BB King, and like he said, the music evolved and he named some legends and icons like himself. And now I'm going to sit with the living legend and he's going to weigh in. But I want you all to come check him out. You know, I got to spend time with him, what was it, a month ago? Because he gives back in a multitude of ways with our youth. And that was a beautiful symposium, but he's going to jam on the ones and twos all weekend long. In addition to that, I want to thank our sponsors. That's right. The Chicago Blues Festival is sponsored by Chicago Jazz Publishing, Chicago Transit Authority, Millennium Garages, Millennium Park Foundation, the Mississippi Delta Tourism Association, Mississippi Development Authority, the NRG Energy, Rosa Lounge, the Lloyd A. Fry Foundation, WDCB 90.9 FM, of course, WVON 1690 AM, and the festival partners continue to support and help ensure that the festival remains free and accessible while celebrating Chicago's rich history of blues and heritage. And more importantly, I want to thank our mayor, your mayor, Mayor Brandon Johnson, and of course, DCASE, the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, for ensuring that this lives on and it thrives. And of course, WVON is your main thing that you're tuning in to listen to all weekend long. I want to give a special good morning to my super producer who's weighing in, Sean Jackson, Quintella, Brother Wall, Candy Bennett. Yes, class is in session. If you are late, be sure to bring a tardy pass. I know we outside, but don't give me no excuses. The bus was late. I don't want to hear that because we have a highlighted show for you. And just to give you all a little bit more tea, I'm going to provide a special announcement. There's something historic happening in the city of Chicago when it comes to our race, and I have the chosen one. He's going to come and hang out with me and tell you all about to who he is and what he plans to do and why he has been chosen by said entity. So I'm going to spill some hot tea on Funny Clip Fridays right here, broadcasting live at the Chicago Blues Festival 2026. If you're in the mix, give me a call. I want to hear from you, 773-591-1690. If blues is your thing, then I know you're going to be downtown shortly and you're going to be here all weekend long. And for all my winners, don't be pulling up with no chicken dinner. I want to see you all weekend supporting this festival. And more importantly, bring some young people. This is so inspirational for them to find their niche. And you never know which instrument, what musician, and what opportunity will connect. So you have to introduce them all weekend long to the Chicago Blues Festival. We'll be back after this break.
More from Cleopatra coming up next on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey, it's Matt McGill, and the countdown is on to the largest blues festival in America, the Chicago Blues Fest in Millennium Park, Friday, June 5th through the 7th. We're celebrating 55 years of Alligator Records with tributes to Coco Taylor, Lonnie Brooks, Hound Dog Taylor, and Chris Stone Kingfish Ingram. We're celebrating Chicago-style blues with Chicago's own living legend, Billy Branch, Kenny Neal, and Ronnie Baker Brooks. And we'll close out the weekend with a special tribute to Women in Blues featuring Lynn Jordan and the Shivers, and an outstanding performance by the legendary Taj Mahal and the Phantom Blues Band. While you're there, stop by WVON's Juke Joint and meet your favorite WVON personalities. It's 3 days of good blues in Millennium Park. For more info, visit WVON.com/events. Brought to you by Mayor Brandon Johnson and DCASE.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Bond TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. Bond TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
Hi, I'm attorney Ernesto Borges. I'd like to invite you to join me for the Borges Report for lively discussions about legal matters, politics, government, entertainment, and the topics that concern you in your life. Start your Sunday the Borges way with the Borges Report.
The Borges Report with Ernesto Borges, Sunday mornings at 9 on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
A passing shower in our area has come and gone. Temperatures are expected to climb near 80. Good morning. I'm Annette Flanoy, and here's what's happening. It's a blues weekend in Chicago. The annual Chicago Blues Festival is happening at Millennium Park. It has been a staple in Chicago for decades, where blues legends such as B.B. King and Buddy Guy, Etta James, Coco Taylor, and more have performed. This year, the Chicago Blues Festival is celebrating 75 years of Billy Branch on stage tomorrow and 50 years of the Sons of Blues. The legendary harmonica player spoke exclusively with WVON's Rufus Williams yesterday.
It's a celebration, and I'm honored that the city is honoring me. Man upstairs willing, I will be 75 this year on October 3rd, and also celebrating 50 years of my band, the Sons of Blues, and joined by special guest Ronnie Baker Brooks, whose father was the legendary Lonnie Brooks.
Currently, WVON is broadcasting live at the Chicago Blues Festival as well as all weekend long. Well, this week she made it official. Susana Mendoza has put her hat in the race for mayor of Chicago. This morning, she dropped by for an exclusive interview with WVON's Rufus Williams. She says her approach to revitalizing and investing in South and West Side neighborhoods will be different from past mayors.
I want the people in those neighborhoods who've had to experience a lack of investment, don't even feel visible to their mayor, right? That whether it's this mayor or the previous mayors, right? Doesn't matter. Like if they're meeting with me, it's because they want something better in their community. And it's not for me to determine what's best for them. It's actually engaging the community the way I have been and asking them, what's the type of neighborhood that you would want? What are those things for the people that are here? Not for other people to come in, but the people that are here. Let's start there.
Her campaign slogan is "Progress is greater than promises." In a race that is expected to be a crowded one, Mendoza is the first to have an official launch party. Congressman Mike Quigley, along with Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas, are among those who have already said they are running in Chicago's 2027 mayor's race. Although Illinois Secretary of State Alexi Janulius has not made an announcement, it has not gone unnoticed that he has amassed an $18 million war chest. Well, if you've ever been walking on the sidewalk and nearly hit by someone flying by on an electric bike or scooter, listen up. Illinois lawmakers approved new state legislation for electric bikes, e-scooters, and similar electronic moving devices. The measure comes with an age requirement, a new restriction on where they can be operated. E-bikes over a certain speed limit will also require a driver's license, registration, and license. Now, supporters say the measure is designed to prevent the increase in the number of injuries, many quite severe. It's now sitting on the governor's desk. Once signed, the new rules will take effect January 1st. And a vigil prayer service was held last night to remember Spencer Leak Jr. Pastor Charles Jenkins was one of many leading the group in prayer.
All of our friends all across the country who have been touched so deeply by the life of Spencer Leak Jr. Tonight, we pause with such sudden loss, such deep grief.
Funeral arrangements have been set. Public visitation and Lion State is scheduled at 4 p.m. Thursday, June 11th at Leak & Sons Funeral Homes at 78th and Cottage Grove. His celebration of life will take place 10 a.m. Saturday, June 13th at House of Hope, Chicago. Spencer Leak Jr. was a close friend to WVON. He was vice president of Leak & Sons Funeral Homes and part of a third-generation business that has been serving the community since 1933. The Leak family says they are grateful for the outpouring of love and support. Spencer Leak Jr. was 56. That's a look at our news now on 1690 WVON. Traffic and weather up next. WVON News Time, 9:36.
Catch Reverend Al Sharpton online at WVON.com or on the WVON app. Just click the Al Sharpton banner. Tune in every day at 12 noon for your daily dose. And if you miss it, catch the overnight replay from midnight to 3 a.m. We're keeping it real with Al Sharpton on WVON 1690.
Reverend Al told you personally Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
Floor-pounding basketball and heart-stopping gospel music. That's the sound of Roseland Ceasefire's second annual Gun Violence Awareness Weekend, June 13 and 14. Join us as we bring all ages together to stop the violence and promote peace. For tickets, visit roselandceasefire.com or call 708-577-4533. That's 708-577-4533. Don't miss out on an uplifting weekend. Roseland Ceasefire, saving our community one block at a time with boots on the ground.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Traffic pretty light. We're seeing some low volumes of traffic right now as you make your way along the Ryan from 95th Street into downtown. You'll move along at the posted speed and back again. The Bishop 4, Tuskegee Airmen Memorial, and DuSable Lakeshore Drive. You're looking at light traffic there. That inbound trip along the Stevenson from I-355 to DuSable Drive, just 35 minutes. 35 traveling out. The Kennedy, now 42 minutes from Thorndale to the Burns Circle. Outbound, things are pretty quiet. And as you make your way along the Kennedy and from O'Hare to downtown, give yourself 30 minutes there. A 31-minute trip now to the airport. Taking a look at our weather, cloudy skies with more passing showers expected this afternoon. We're looking at a daytime high of around 80, tonight 70. Right now, our temperatures have rolled back a bit. We're down to 73 at Midway. It's 73 in Woodlawn and 73 degrees here at the Talk of Chicago. That's a look at traffic and weather now. I'm Annette Flanoy on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
And now back to the Cleopatra Show on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Oh, do it now.
And listen, guys, we are back. We're broadcasting live from the Chicago Blues Fest 2026. And you're listening to the Cleopatra Show. And it's very rare I get to direct a legend, an icon. And that is Mr. Fernando Jones. And he was playing the blues for you right then and there. And that instrument?
This is a chromatic harmonica.
A chromatic harmonica. I might need to cut up his mic, guys. A chromatic harmonica. And that was fantastic because you said the difference between that and a kazoo. Because here I go. I said, what's the difference between that and a kazoo?
Yeah, with a kazoo, you kind of make your own sounds, make your own notes, make your own noises until it's organized into what we call music.
Well, there it is. So, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
See, I feel comfortable saying, Mr. Jones, your passion drives you for over 5 decades. You've been committed. Why? Why are you into the blues? What drives you?
Well, I'm not really into the blues. I'm part of the blues.
There it is.
I was conceived in Mississippi, and my family are Mississippians, and my oldest brother is a Mississippian. And when we came up in the 1960s, in the early 1960s, blues was popular music in my house. And my brothers were musicians, and I wanted to be just like them.
How old were you?
I was 4 years old when I got my when I started playing, and 5 years old when I got my first guitar.
Oh, so
and I've been playing ever since. Yeah. And then when I grew up and started teaching and brought my guitar to Chicago Public School classroom one day, that was the birth of Blues Kids of America, which led to our international blues camp for kids all over the world.
So when you think back over your life and how it came to be, your influence was family,
Yes.
home, community,
Yes.
church,
A little church.
little church, little church.
Well, you know, it was in there. We were more urban than organized religion.
But you are literally a part of this historical movement. So you're a great migrator.
Well, I was born here, but yeah, my folks great migrated, but conceived down there. Yes, so from 1915 to 1960, over 500,000 blacks migrated from the great state of Mississippi, and so yeah, we're part of that experience. We're part of that history, that lineage, so on and so forth.
And when it comes to the blues today, so I opened up with a tribute to B.B. King. I know you were going to come and bring some history, but a part of history is every generation is in a fight for their lives if they really want to fight to live. And the history that he bought came from a different era than you.
Right, right.
So there's some stairs that I was building up to having you in the flesh. When you think over the icons that have taken the stage, transformed blues, who comes to mind?
You of nowadays?
Or now or in the past?
Well, I mean, it's too many to even really mention because you're going to leave out some folks, you know. But what I will say, I think that almost everybody that has had a stake in the blues or has been a stakeholder in the blues are not only the musicians, but the promoters, the record company folks, the blues kids that are playing, so on and so forth. I think that we all have a mantle to carry to keep it rocking. And I think that blues is finally getting a chance to have an opportunity to be respected in a point where people from different environments and different generations are being respected for the style of blues that they play. You know, when I was coming up in my early 20s, you know, with my guitar-centric band and my nephew Chip, you know, people looked at us funny because we were rocking, we were playing the blues, you know. But now people that are rocking and playing the blues that happen to be black, it's okay. So I guess we were partial pioneers on that front as well, being from a band tradition that does all original music, so on and so forth. So to sum it up, I think we're all, as stakeholders, part of this impact of the blues for sustainability.
No, and I appreciate not only your contribution, but your steadfast commitment, because as a historian, because you're going to expound upon some of the history. And of course, I want to talk about your amazing blues camp internationally.
Thank you.
Right. From a history perspective, I know that it came from Mississippi.
Yes.
Down in the Delta.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, the evolution just transformed America. How? Is it the contributions of the Great Migration?
Yeah, I think that had a great deal part. I think that had a great part of it. And I think that the blues was probably one of our first forms of telecommunication, because stories and history, recipes, everything was pretty much given through song and through, I guess, what they would call the itinerant bluesmen and blueswomen that traveled around. And when it came to Chicago, or we went to New Orleans or whatever, the music, the stories kind of like were pretty much the same, but the music and the tempo was a reflection of the environment, you know, giving credit to the likes of Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf when they came to Chicago, and amplifying the blues so that it was, you know, could compete with the electricity and the rough and tumble nature of Chicago versus the kind of slow and easy pace down home, you know. And that was at some points that was looked as like, man, that's not blues, you know.
But I got the $1 million question right here. That the word itself, blues.
Mm-hmm.
Who, how, where?
Well, my understanding, I'm glad that you asked that question. My understanding, the first time that the blues was used as in a form as a word was during the World Fair here in Chicago. A group of folk or roots musicians were playing, and a group of folks that observed thought that they were blue, and so that's how the title the blues came to be.
Like blue is in their
sad.
skin
That's
color?
what is in sad. So that's how it
blues
came to be.
So an emotion.
Yeah.
And and honestly, that makes sense because as I was playing for the listening audience, B.B. King's iteration of the kind of songs and the state of mind. Right, I'm leaning in on the state of mind. The fact that you said the emotion of being blue and being sad.
Yeah, and it's also important to know that it was meant as a pejorative term, just as jazz was a pejorative term. Or when the brothers were playing blues in New Orleans and in Louisiana, the white folks that saw it they called it jackass. They would call them jackasses, right? So the brothers stylized it, the J and the ASS, and stylized it JAZZ. So we have two forms of music that were pioneered by blacks in the United States that took two pejorative terms and made them industry standard forms of music.
Oh, you just dropped some jewels. Listen, guys, we're talking to Mr. Fernando Jones. A pejorative term. I've never even heard that terminology. So you just taught me something.
A negative with the racial connotation.
Absolutely.
As well as rock and roll was a sexual term that would black folks would say, hey, we're gonna rock and roll or whatever, right? And
I was
guess,
today years old when I learned that one too. Okay. Listen, that's why I'm your
Hey.
favorite millennial, and this is an intergenerational conversation, and this is why it is so important to have these teachable moments with the living icon. We'll be back after this break.
It's D.L. Hughley.
If it weren't for the Black Panthers, American children wouldn't have free breakfast. Now, I don't know many groups that are only bad that feed children. The Klan only gave us Burning Cross. I guess you could warm your breakfast up on one.
Weekdays at 5 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. It's time to focus with Robert McKay. Quality conversation, protecting, preserving, and preparing our past, present, and future. Sunday evenings at 4 p.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
CTA is coming to WVON. Sundays, 7 p.m., not the train. Call to action with your host, Randria. When life has you at a stop, he'll pick you up and help you find out where you're going and the best connections to get you there. Take the ride every Sunday at 7 p.m. with your host, Randria. The next stop might be yours.
This report is sponsored to you by Summit Racing Equipment. Rev up Father's Day gift giving at summitracing.com. You'll find unique gifts, parts, tools, accessories, and more. I give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Shop summitracing.com, plus enroll in the rewards program to get more power in every purchase.
Calling all nonprofit service providers. If you are an executive director, CEO, or development or program director of a local area nonprofit, this one's for you. Meeting the Moment is hosting its first webinar, Big Bill, Big Impact. What funders need to hear from you to avoid service disruption. Taking place Wednesday, June 10th from 11 a.m. until noon. This virtual session will offer participants direct insight into how funding decisions are being shaped and the critical role communication plays in influencing your outcome. We are convening leaders across government, philanthropy, and research to discuss funding priorities, frontline fundraising realities, and how you should be communicating to keep those resources flowing. Hear from Illinois Congresswoman Delia Ramirez, researcher Xavier Ramey from Justice Informed, Monique Jones, CEO of Forefront, activist and former CEO of the Knight Foundation, Sol Flores, and Chanel Ritchie of LL Communications. It's an action-packed hour of information that will help you navigate this critical time for nonprofits and provide you with tools you need while managing a changing financial landscape. Our Big Bill, Big Impact webinar is free, but you must register at eventbrite.com. For more information about the Meeting the Moment movement, log on to wvon.com/Meeting the Moment. Meeting the Moment is powered by the Chicago Community Trust.
Can you feel it? The soundtrack of our lives. A Ravinia Black Music Month feature showcasing music that makes us think, love, cry, feel, act, and move. Music that reflects our stories. Can you feel it? The soundtrack of our lives.
Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror.
Ravinia, celebrating Black Music Month. Experience the transformative power of live music. Get tickets at ravinia.org.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems. And if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
Are you ready? Not just to do hair, but to build a real beauty business.
If you're a stylist, a barber, or a beauty professional, this show is for you.
I'm Nidra Williams of Solo Beauty Supply.
I'm Dr. Lekashan, trichologist and salon owner.
Breaking down real strategy, real growth, and what it takes to win in this industry.
Tap in, lean in, and level up.
The Hair Salon Tour Show, where beauty professionals become business powerhouses. Join us Saturday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Where beauty professionals become business powerhouses. WVON 1690.
And now back to the Cleopatra Show on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
The thrill is gone away. The thrill is gone, baby. The thrill is gone away.
And we are back broadcasting live right here at the Chicago Blues Festival 2026 now in Millennium Park with this amazing team of mine. Shout out to the WVON staff, to my amazing TCS team, and I get to sit next to a living legend. That's right, Mr. Fernando Jones, and he got his boo thing with him. Now, what do you call this instrument right here?
The instrument over there is called an acoustic guitar.
Your acoustic guitar. And does this one have a name?
No,
So you don't name your babies.
No, the good names have been taken. You know what? Little interesting fact. I was in a play called The Lifting, where I got a Jeff nomination and a Black Theater Alliance Award back in the day. And the guitar that I played, it was a character, and the guitar's name was Moselle.
Moselle. So if you were to name, I said your boo thing, but if you were to name your guitar, what would be a name that is tantalizing for you?
Cleopatra Jones.
You know what? I used to get called that a lot, but Cleopatra Jones. So you going back to Black exploitation? That was a thing. Huh?
Yeah. Joe Simon go Cleopatra Jones.
Hey, so listen, Mr. Jones has this amazing camp for our youth. I want you to talk about it and sing it to the hills, because I think at a time such as this, I'm impressed to hear your story. I told you about my boy. He's 4. I put a guitar in his hand. I'm like the female version of Joe Jackson. I just don't beat him.
Well, hey, that's cool. I'm
play
kind
with
of
it
jealous
somewhere.
of the kids nowadays that don't get whippings and stuff like that. I'm kind of jealous because we got tune-ups and got me to where I am today.
Well, I mean, a big part of it is we talk a lot.
Yeah.
There will be some correcting here and
Yeah.
there, but
It,
I think a big
it has to be off the radar. You have to correct off the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We take some walks. we take some walks, but I'm determined. I'm motivated by you because I just put everything I can in front of them.
Well, that's good.
Everything I can.
And I would like to extend an invitation to you and your family and him to bring him by Blues Camp.
Okay. Tell us about it.
Blues Camp. The coolest thing about it is that Blues Camp is free. It is at Columbia College Chicago, where I am on faculty in the department that was formerly known as the music department. We are connected with the audio component of the school nowadays. We established Blues Camp in 2010. Once again, it is free, and it is for beginner, intermediate, and advanced players. All the instruments are welcome, and the voice is an instrument as well. And we have a good time. And during the week, we take them on field study trips so they get a chance to be kids in addition to doing their music thing. For example, they have instruction, roughly 8:30 in the morning until noon. And on Monday after Blues Camp, we take them skating and bowling. There's no economic impact to the parents. Tuesday, we have a sneaker ball for them where we take them out to Naughty Lux. Wednesday, they play at Reggie's Rock Club. Thursday, they play at Navy Pier. And on Friday, we're going to do something really nice and special on the campus of Columbia College, Chicago. And we're always looking for strategic partners. So if there are donors that are interested or people that want to just help us keep the blues healthy, that is dynamite.
Well, I know some children I'm going to send your way. So this is Sunday, July 5th.
Yes.
Throughout the week of all the way to Friday, July 10th.
Yes.
This is going to be beautiful. I'm going to send you a list of children and don't send them back to me.
Please do. You'll get Mama of the Year, TT of the Year.
I'm trying to tell you.
Godmama of the Year if you put a kid in my camp.
All right, there it is. So when are you performing this weekend? Are you performing all weekend long?
I'm glad you asked that question. I'm performing tomorrow night at Reggie's Rock Club at 10 p.m. So we're going to play from 10 p.m. till about midnight. That'll be Patrick McFowler on drums, Felton Cruz on bass, me on guitar and vocals. And tomorrow, right here on the grounds of the Blues Festival, we have a Blues Kids Jam that's from 3 o'clock until 3:30 in the Wrigley Square, right at the corner of Michigan Avenue and Randolph. And I'll probably play a tune or two. And if Cleo is still around, we get the Delta and the Noop up on stage to do something that'll be
there it is.
Conclave worthy.
There it is. And my audience like, who is Cleo? Cleopatra.
Cleopatra. Well, see, that's your blues name. We shorten it so that it'll fit on the marquee.
I got a blues name, and I'm now the name of his guitar. So let's say,
right. And it's all with love. So I know she has fans that will come to her rescue at the Blues Festival. And I'm not that big of a guy, so you don't have to, harm me.
Well, one thing about it, Mr. Jones, I want to thank you for the history you poured into us. I look forward to the report back.
Right on.
I will definitely be uplifting this opportunity. Here it is again, guys. Blues Camp International for beginners, intermediate, and advanced level singers. The college is at Columbia, and it is Sunday, July 5th through Friday, July 10th.
Yes.
And it's absolutely free.
Yep. And we have a camp in Tokyo, Japan, and we're establishing a new one in Accra, Ghana this summer.
Okay.
So
I've been to Tokyo. I might have to come back. Y'all might need an instructor. I don't know what I'm gonna instruct, but I'm gonna do whatever Mr. Jones says.
I'm gonna give an invitation to Miss Draper so she can come and be part of the Blues Camp team.
There it is. There it is. I'll accept it. Listen, guys, when we come back, I have more for you. We are broadcasting live right here at the Chicago Blues Festival. You don't want to miss this.
Cloudy skies with more showers expected in our area later today as temperatures climb near 80. On this Friday, June 5th, 2026, I'm in Illinois in the headlines. It's a blues weekend in Chicago. The annual Chicago Blues Festival is happening right now at Millennium Park, and WVON is there live. Comedian Dave Chappelle returns to Chicago's United Center for a surprise comedy show. And this week, she made it official. Susana Mendoza has put her hat in the race for mayor of Chicago. She dropped by this morning for an exclusive interview with WVON's Rufus Williams. National news from the Black Information Network is next, right here on the station that is Black and proud. 1690 AM WVON, Berwyn, Chicago. It's 10:01.
First, here's VIN News Now. In Broward County, officials say raising homestead exemptions could reduce tax revenue by about 11% in 2027, potentially leading to cuts to services like first responders. State CFO Blaise Ngaglia is pushing back.
The very first thing that every single government should be funding is their first responders.
He says some local governments like Miami-Dade have overspent recent gains. A man is due in a California courtroom accused of killing his father, Black Grammy-nominated opera singer Jubilant Sykes. Prosecutors say 32-year-old Micah Sykes stabbed him to death in their Santa Monica home and claim the suspect may not have been properly medicated at the time. And the Obama Presidential Center is set to open on June 19th on Chicago's South Side, with officials expecting up to 1 million visitors each year. The Obama Foundation is a nonprofit collaborator of the Black Information Network. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Back to Terry McCready.
The House approving an effort yesterday for renewed assistance to Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke out following the Russian drone attack that reportedly injured 2 people in a NATO country. He told CBS's Face the Nation just days ago the latest attack on Romania is part of a pressure campaign from Vladimir Putin.
First of all, it's not the first time. Yes, he's doing such pressure. I think it's political pressure. It's messages from Russia, don't help Ukraine.
Romania's foreign ministry says the drone was part of an assault on Ukraine. The House action comes after a few Republican members joined with Democrats to force a vote. The procedural tactic known as a discharge petition was launched by Black Democratic Representative Gregory Meeks of New York last year. A discharge petition allows a majority of House members to bring a bill to the floor. The underlying legislation, also introduced by Meeks, the top Democrat on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, passed in a 226 to 195 vote. Over a dozen Republicans supported it. Black Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, who signed the petition, voted against it.
We have led a grassroots campaign because we want to bring change to our city, and that's what we've been doing. And that's what we're going to continue to do.
LA's Black incumbent Mayor Karen Bass. Black voters and pundits say a possible Los Angeles mayoral race between Bass and reality TV firebrand Spencer Pratt spotlights a political double standard, an experienced Black public servant versus an up-and-coming celebrity. As Bass prepares for a likely November runoff against Pratt, many are framing the matchup as more than a garden variety political race. The Griot reports, for some, it's shaping up to become a narrative on race, credentials, and familiar standards for Black female leaders. A new Quinnipiac University poll shows many Americans feel the system of democracy isn't working. According to the poll, 57% of respondents said they believe the system of democracy in the U.S. isn't functioning, while 37% say they believe it is, and 7% did not respond. Findings from the poll come as Americans' confidence in the nation's leadership is appearing to dwindle. However, when assessing sentiments over the idea that democracy in the United States will end at some point in their lives, just over 20% of respondents agreed, compared to 68% who disagreed and 10% who did not respond. The first 6 athletes on Team USA for the 2028 Olympics will be determined in St. Louis, Missouri. The city is hosting the U.S. Olympic marathon trials for both men and women. According to USA Track and Field, organizers say 3 men and 3 women will qualify for Team USA during the trials, which will be the first selection event for any U.S. sport ahead of the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
Stress can impact your blood pressure, sleep, and overall health. Take a moment to breathe, pause, pray, stretch, or unplug today.
Your health, our community, for WVON.
Catch Reverend Al Sharpton online at WVON.com or on the WVON app. Just click the Al Sharpton banner. Tune in every day at 12 noon for your daily dose. And if you miss it, catch the overnight replay from midnight to 3 a.m. We're keeping it real with Al Sharpton on WVON 1690.
Reverend Al told you personally Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
I've tried everything to stand out at work. Donuts, a company coffee blend, even dressed as the company mascot for Halloween.
There's an easier way, a ComEd facility assessment. Their engineer gave my company free insights and actions that saved us $732,000 on energy. Easy, right?
Learn how ComEd can help you save at ComEd.com/facility assessment. ComEd, powering lives. Savings will vary based on customers' usage and rate.
This summer, we're taking our streets back with peace. The faith community of Saint Sabina is calling on the entire city to stand together for the Summer Peace Takeover Friday, June 5th at 7 p.m. Join thousands of Chicagoans for a powerful rally and march for peace featuring special guest, Chicago's own Chance the Rapper. Meet us at Saint Sabina, 1210 West 78th Place as communities from across the city come together with one message. Enough is enough. Let's uplift our neighborhoods, empower our youth, and show the nation what unity in Chicago looks like. The first 1,000 people will receive free t-shirts. So bring your family, friends, church groups, and neighbors. This isn't just a march, it's a movement. The Summer Peace Takeover, Friday, June 5th at St. Sabina. Peace starts with us. Chicago, be there.
Hey everybody, this is Kendall Moore, the Kendall Moore Show, getting you from your work week to your weekend each and every Friday night from 6 until 9 p.m. I get you from your work week to your weekend. Church, tabernacle.
Kendall Moore, radio for the next generation on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM, WVON.
This report is brought to you by Bank of America. Bank of America sponsors the FIFA World Cup 2026, dedicated to offering solutions to help businesses meet their goals locally and globally. More at bankafamerica.com/game changers.
Celebrate the freedom to be. Happy Pride Month. We are WVON.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Things are still looking pretty good along the roadways. No major problems or delays to report. We are seeing a minor delay right now along DuSable Lakeshore Drive right there at Roosevelt Road in both directions. We attribute that to possibly being a stoplight delay. Taking a look at our weather, we saw a passing shower earlier. The National Weather Service says we could see another one this afternoon. Temperatures are headed to a daytime high of around 80. Tonight will level off at 70. Our temperatures actually rolled back. We're down to 72 at O'Hare, it's 72 in Woodlawn, and 72 degrees here at the Talk of Chicago. That's a look at traffic and weather now. I'm Annette Flournoy on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Live from the Xfinity Studios at WVON, it's the Cleopatra Show on Chicago's essential storyteller, 1690 WVON.
You know, my baby told me not so very long ago.
Yeah. You know this song, huh?
I grew up on that song. It's Little Milky Camel. And you got to let me go.
And listen, guys, you're listening to the Cleopatra Show. We're broadcasting live right here at the Chicago Blues Festival for 2026. And who's in the mix with me? I see a number of you all that came to class on time, and I definitely appreciate it. And we have had a fire show thus far. I want to thank Mr. Fernando Jones, the icon, the legend. He was jamming out, and he even let me play with his new thing he done named after me. Look at that. I appreciate my time with him, and we're going to keep it going. So, from Indianola, Mississippi, I have just got a wonderful introduction to who he is. And he too is a historian. He's a walking piece of history when it comes to our knowledge. And that is Mr. Robert Terrell. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on the Cleopatra Show.
Good morning.
Cleopatra. Thank you for having me.
Now you was over here singing that tune. You said you grew up on that song.
Well, I mean, come on. I was born in 1958, so you got to remember all those songs were out in the 70s, late 60s and 70s. So that's what I grew up on. Like you guys grew up on hip hop, I grew up on blues.
Well, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now you were dropping some jewels. You heard the tribute I gave to BB King, and you just blew my wig back with a real message. And the message is just this: if you don't know your history, you cannot know your future. And it came because I was sharing with you a time that I spent in Memphis. And I wasn't old enough to party for real. I had a bunch of students with me actually, but we were introducing them and myself to Beale Street. And I went by BB King's spot. And you said, yeah, it'd be nice if he owned it. I said, what? So yeah, he collected royalties, but he didn't own it. They just used his name. And I was today years old when I learned that. You all are just definitely making sure this intergenerational relationship is going to be long lasting because you're invaluable. So expound upon that for our listening audience, for those that need to know the power of owning the rights, owning their name, owning from an entrepreneurial standpoint. And what happened to BB?
Well, it is our responsibility as the elders to make sure that the young folks coming up behind us know the history. And like I say, if you don't know your history, then you don't know what your future is. BB was a very, very influential blues icon that migrated out of Mississippi, and he became this big iconic figure all over the world. But when you have that type of success as an artist, people are always pulling on you. So there was a small group of individuals, businessmen in Memphis, who wanted to use his name to revitalize Beale Street. And so they used his names to come up with the BB King Club. And of course, he got royalties off of it, but it wasn't his. And one of the things that I can say is most people don't know, there was one club that BB actually owned, which is back in his hometown. Now, so BB wasn't born in Indianola, so a lot of people really don't know that part. He was born in a place called Berkeley, which is right down from Itta Bena, which is where Purvis Spann was born in Itta Bena, Mississippi. So that's why those guys were so close for so many years. They grew up, I mean, maybe 2-3 miles apart, in those days. BB born in 1925, but the evolution of BB and Purvis together just made a perfect marriage for things to happen in Chicago.
Now, just to be clear, guys, he is talking about Purvis Spann, the blues man.
I am talking about Purvis Spann, the blues
just
man.
To be clear.
Yeah, let's make sure you understand.
2 to 3 miles apart is nothing. It is a rock away, and folks found themselves, and they cultivated relationships wherever city they went to. Now that I do know.
Yes.
And I believe in that power. In fact, I still connect because one of our congressmen, my father is from Eudora, Arkansas, and he grew up 8 miles from there. He knew exactly the fact that he knew where Eudora was. I was already too through. Yes. But he said, I knew it was something special about you. You got that Arkansas blood. So for a Mississippian, I just think, the connectivity of how special it is for the blues is so powerful, and how it arrived to Chicago and throughout the country is our story to tell. And you are in the prime position because you serve as the deputy director of the BB King Museum and Delta Interpretive Center. Talk to us about that.
Well, BB King Museum and Delta Interpretive Center is a $20 million facility located in Indianola, Mississippi, which is where BB called his home. And of course, like I say, he wasn't born. He was born in Berkeley. But it being what he classified as his home and a place that he came back to do his annual homecoming festival and his club events. He met his second wife there in 1956 at that particular club. It just happened to be the place that he wanted us to honor him at. He actually didn't want us to just make the museum all about himself. So we actually named it the B.B. King Museum and Delta Interpretive Center, which actually interprets the time that he grew up in that influenced his life and his music. It's a very extensive museum that kind of go through the flow of his life from the beginning all the way to the end. And he's actually buried on that property.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I mean, you dropping all kind of jewels. So it is open to the public now?
It is open to the public. Actually, B.B. King Museum opened in 2008. So it opened before B.B. passed away. The only thing we did was he passed away in May 14th of 2015. We had to do an expansion to tell the rest of his story. So we used that opportunity to tell his story, his travel story. Because at one point, only places like VON continued to play blues. The music transitioned and it went from R&B to the younger R&B into hip hop. So a lot of people didn't hear it. But BB was able to continue to connect with his fan by touring. Here's a guy who toured and played 340 shows a year, all these little small places. And that's the way he was able to keep his fan base, by just touring and playing in front of people.
Well, one thing about it, I am just, first of all, I'm still processing that he's laid to rest, where you all are welcome to come and tour and learn more, not only just about his history, but the Delta. And I think that is so powerful because I hear about the Mississippi Delta. I've never truly been. And I think it's important. When we come back, I want you to tell Black Chicago and our listening audience around the globe why the Mississippi Delta is so important for everybody to come through and understand. And this connectivity it's almost like a valve in terms of how everything ebbs and flows, and a level of creativity and ingenuity of its own source. And I think you'll find that and more at the B.B. King Museum and Delta Interpretive Center. And we'll discuss this further with Mr. Robert Terrell when we return.
More from Cleopatra coming up next on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This is Rufus Williams, and I've got something special for you. I am proud to announce that we're launching the Rufus Williams Travel Club in conjunction with Advantage International. Our first trip, we're staying in the United States and heading to one of the most stunning destinations for culture to cuisine. Join us October 8th through 12th as we explore the charm, the beauty, and the history of Charleston, South Carolina. This isn't your typical getaway. We're walking through history and standing where our stories began. From the roots of Gullah Geechee culture to the International African American Museum, from cobblestone streets to waterfront views. This is more than a trip. It's a cultural vibe. To find out more, visit WVON.com and click the Rufus Williams Travel Club banner. And keep listening for more details. The Rufus Williams Travel Club will turn curiosity into understanding, one destination at a time. We are WVON.
It's D.L. Hughley.
When you see things like what happened in Virginia, where they had a special election and expanded seats for the Democrats, Republicans have been putting their fingers on the scale of the elections forever. They've always done it. They'd always gerrymandered. But now they have gerrymandered everything to the nth degree that they don't have any more room to gerrymander. And now these Democrats have picked up 10 to 12 seats. Even after this is all over, we got to get back to people who are involved in the pedophile ring. We got to get back to ICE brutalizing people. So the war is a distraction, but from some pretty horrible that we got to get back to.
Weekdays at 5 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Bond TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. Bond TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems. And if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
Hi, I'm attorney Ernesto Borges. I'd like to invite you to join me for the Borges Report for lively discussions about legal matters, politics, government, entertainment, and the topics that concern you in your life. Start your Sunday the Borges way with the Borges Report.
The Borges Report with Ernesto Borges, Sunday mornings at 9 on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
WVON traffic and weather now.
A perfect time of day to run those errands. We're looking at light traffic across the board. As you make your way along the Ryan from 95th Street to downtown, you'll move along at the posted speed. Things remain pretty quiet along the Bishop Ford and Tuskegee Airmen Memorial. As you make your way along DuSable Lakeshore Drive, we're still seeing some delays in both directions right there at Roosevelt Road. That's mainly due to a stoplight delay. If you're on the Stevenson, you're looking at now just about a 40-minute trip from I-355 to DuSable Drive, outbound still 35. The Eisenhower bumped up to 45 minutes from Thorndale to the Burns Circle, outbound still a 35-minute trip. And the Kennedy, no major changes there. Give yourself 30 minutes from O'Hare to downtown, just about a 30-minute trip to the airport. Taking a look at our weather, we saw a passing shower earlier. The National Weather Service says we may see another one this afternoon. Temperatures are making their way near a daytime high of around 80. We'll see 70 tonight. Temperatures remaining steady right now in the low 70s. It's cloudy and 71 at O'Hare. It's 71 in Hyde Park and 71 degrees here at the Talk of Chicago. That's a look at traffic and weather now. I'm Annette Flournoy on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
And now back to the Cleopatra Show on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Cheating in the next room, making plans to meet him soon, talking softly on the telephone, making plans to meet him somewhere alone.
And listen, guys, we are back. You're listening to the Cleopatra Show. We're broadcasting live right here at the Chicago Blues Festival. And who would I have the privilege to sit with is Mr. Robert Terrell. Let me tell you all, there's always a show within the show. And I am smiling because he has been dropping jewels nonstop. And I value that because I value my time. And I can sit with him all day long. So he serves as the director, the deputy director of the B.B. King Museum and Delta Interpretive Center. But he's so much more than that. I mean, you've lived so many lives, Mr. Terrell, that I don't know which way to go. But I want to go back to Indianola, Mississippi. And I was asking you, I said, am I pronouncing it right? You say, yeah. And then you told me its origins. Please explain to the listening audience how we landed on Indianola.
Well, Indianola was named after an Indian girl named Nola. So
just the simplicity of it.
Just simple, it's just that simple,
And I was asking you about Mississippi because as we pay homage to the origin of blues, I cannot not acknowledge what is actually happening in Mississippi and other states that are qualified as red. And the fact that you went back home, I had to ask you as a black man, how goes it?
Well, listen, anywhere I am, I take me with me. And that's what I advise anybody else to do. You take yourself with you. If you are grounded and know who you are and what you stand for, then you do that anywhere you are and you'll get respect. Trust me, you'll get respect. I don't have any problems in Mississippi or any of the states or countries that I've been to because I'm well traveled. I've done a lot of things in a lot of places. And I'll tell you, the respect will be there if you go out and walk in your power.
And I think that is important across the country, anywhere in the globe, right? And as you were pointing to the stage, so talk about this Mississippi stage, because we are situated right here on the grounds. There's going to be some phenomenal performances, but it is explicitly under a lens straight out of Mississippi. So talk to the listening audience about how special that is.
So it's very special because if you think about Chicago blues, and I have this conversation with a lot of people because a lot of the guys who come back to Mississippi and they want to brag about Chicago blues and Chicago is the home of the blues. And I have to always stick them in the heart with, yeah, but Mississippi is the birthplace of the blues. So if you look at a tree and you think about the roots of that tree grow straight down in the ground and branch out, and the limbs just extend out. Well, all the people who moved away, the Muddy Waters and the BBs and the Little Milton Camels and the Howling Wolves.
And the Purvis.
And the Purvis band, you know. So you talk about a lot of the very influential businessmen and music icons that are all from Mississippi. So visit Mississippi. I remember living here. I lived here for 32 years. And the one thing that I always did when there was a blues festival and Mississippi started participating in the blues festival with a booth and promoting the state, I would always find that booth because I want to reconnect with the people who, you know, were the state that I grew up in, and just to understand how was it, you know. I had always went back and forth to visit. My parents lived there. My dad was born in March of 1925, so you know that's
what day in March?
He was born March the 18th, 1925.
Right on.
Yeah.
March 27, right here. I see somebody that raised you.
Girl,
raised you up some proper. Look at that.
Sure enough did. They had to, you know, to be able to live and to expand my life. Then I needed to be grounded, and they made sure that I was grounded. I tell people, I'll get back to the stage in a minute, but one thing that's really important in my life is my dad grew up on a plantation. And if you think about in the 30s, the 40s, the guys who owned the plantation were always on the draft board for the Army. And you could get a letter from being drafted into the Army. And because those guys were so powerful, those farmers were so powerful, they could get you out of going to the Army if you promised them that you was going to work on their farm. And when my daddy got that letter, the guy came to him and he said, I can get you out of going to the service if you will come back here and work on the farm. And my daddy chose not to do it because he was from a family of 12, and all of his family was out there on the plantation until some of the older siblings started migrating to Chicago and to Kankakee, you know, places like that. And as a result, him not taking that offer and decided to go on to the service. He went to World War II. And when he came back from the service, he got a room in a rooming house. You know, it's like back here in Chicago, they used to have it all the time. You just rent a room. So we got a room in a rooming house in the city, you know. And
but one thing about it, and I appreciate that story. I hate that I have to wrap it up with you, but one of the listening audience members, Brother Wall, he loves the show. He appreciates what we're doing. He's asking the $1 million question. Where is Lucille?
Lucille is actually at the museum.
Woo! There it is.
Yeah, BB didn't want Lucille to be buried with him, so she's at the museum. And I'm gonna tell you something about Lucille now. I want to make this short, but BB was a blues man, so you know he traveled a lot, and he had a lot of Lucille's, a lot of guitars. I'm not talking.
Did he have just one Lucille?
No, all of his guitars were named Lucille. So actually, we have 6 at the museum.
Well, there it is, guys. But you got to go to Indianola to see it.
Indianola, Mississippi.
There it is. I want to thank you, Mr. Robert Terrell, for hanging out with us.
You're welcome.
Well, listen, guys, come to the Mississippi stage. Let them know where we're at.
We're in the South Promenade, right here off of that's not Monroe Street. Off Monroe
and
Street.
This is called the Mississippi stage.
That's
right?
called Visit Mississippi.
Visit Mississippi.
Visit Mississippi Crossroads Stage.
There it is. It all The roots started in Mississippi. We'll be back after this break.
Lingering clouds in our area. We may see another passing shower later today. Good morning. I'm Ina Fornoy, and here's what's happening. It's a blues weekend in Chicago. The annual Chicago Blues Festival is happening at Millennium Park. It has been a staple in Chicago for 4 decades, where blues legends such as B.B. King, Buddy Guy, Etta James, Coco Taylor, and more have performed. This year, the Chicago Blues Festival is celebrating 75 years of Billy Branch and 50 years of the Sons of Blues. The legendary harmonica player spoke exclusively with WVON's Rufus Williams yesterday about how he became hooked on blues as a teenager.
And ironically, it was due to Diamond Dixon's celebrated grandfather, Willie Dixon, who produced the unofficial first Chicago Blues Festival, which took place on August 30th, 1969. This was arguably the greatest blues festival in history. I'll tell you why. Some of the performers were Bo Diddley, Junior Wells, Buddy Guy, Big Mama Thornton, and about 20 more. And Willie Dixon provided the backup band for all of these acts. This is the first I heard the blues, and it was a life-changing event. From then on, I was hooked.
Currently, WVON is broadcasting live at the Chicago Blues Festival as well as all weekend long. Well, expect traffic restrictions and heavy police presence on the far north side today in anticipation of a planned large teen gathering at Foster Beach. As a precautionary measure, city officials say there will be no parking along the lakefront between Lawrence and Foster from 2 this afternoon until 10 tonight. Vehicles parked in restricted areas could be towed. The off-ramps at Lawrence and Foster along DuSable Lakeshore Drive may be blocked off from time to time. Officials say the goal is to prevent any possible violence and property damage from happening and for overall public safety concerns. Well, this week, she made it official. Susana Mendoza put her hat in the race for mayor of Chicago. This morning, she dropped by for an exclusive interview with WVON Rufus Williams. She says her approach to revitalizing and investing in South and West Side neighborhoods will be different from past mayors.
I want the people in those neighborhoods who've had to experience a lack of investment, don't even feel visible to their mayor, right? That whether it's this mayor or the previous mayors, right? Doesn't matter. Like if they're meeting with me, it's because they want something better in their community. And it's not for me to determine what's best for them. It's actually engaging the community the way I have been and asking them, what's the type of neighborhood that you would want? What are those things for the people that are here? Not for other people to come in, but the people that are here. Let's start there.
Her campaign slogan is "Progress is greater than promises." In a race that is expected to be a crowded one, Mendoza is the first to have an official launch party. Congressman Mike Quigley, along with Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas, are among those who have already said they are running in Chicago's 2027 mayor's race. Now, although Illinois Secretary of State Alexi Janulius has not made an announcement, it has not gone unnoticed that he has amassed an $18 million war chest. And a virtual prayer service was held last night to remember Spencer Leak Jr. Pastor Charles Jenkins was one of many leading prayers for the group.
All of our friends all across the country who have been touched so deeply by the life of Spencer Leak Jr. Tonight, we pause with such sudden loss, such deep grief.
Funeral arrangements have been set. Public visitation and lying in state is scheduled at 4 p.m. Thursday, June 11th at Leak & Sons Funeral Homes at 78th and Cottage Grove. His celebration of life will take place 10 a.m. Saturday, June 13th at House of Hope, Chicago. Spencer Leak Jr. was a close friend to WVON. He was vice president of Leak & Sons Funeral Homes and part of a third-generation business that has been serving the community since 1933. The Leak family says they are grateful for the outpouring of love and support. Spencer Leak Jr. was 56 years old. Well, that's a look at our news now on 1690 WVON. WVON weather and traffic up next. WVON News Time, 1036.
The OPC is more than a presidential center. It's where history meets hope. In June, witness history being made. We're WVON.
This Saturday on Meeting the Moment, we're exploring leadership, presence, and voice. What makes a leader's voice credible when it matters most? This week, Iona Calhoun-Batiste of the Chicago Community Trust and Norman Clark of Chicago African Americans in Philanthropy join me to discuss what makes leadership communication effective and why credibility is earned long before a leader ever speaks. Tune in this Saturday at 12 noon for Meeting the Moment, powered by the Chicago Community Trust, right here on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Nothing ruins a family outing like road rage. Skip the car horns and hop on board Metra for a smooth ride. With reliable service and weekend passes, Metra is here to make sure your adventure starts with a smile. Metra, drive less, do more.
Calling all nonprofit service providers. If you are an executive director, CEO, or development or program director of a local area nonprofit, this one's for you. Meeting the Moment is hosting its first webinar, Big Bill, Big Impact. What funders need to hear from you to avoid service disruption. Taking place Wednesday, June 10th from 11 a.m. until noon. This virtual session will offer participants direct insight into how funding decisions are being shaped and the critical role communication plays in influencing your outcome. We are convening leaders across government, philanthropy, and research to discuss funding priorities, frontline fundraising realities, and how you should be communicating to keep those resources flowing. Hear from Illinois Congresswoman Delia Ramirez, researcher Xavier Ramey from Justice Informed, Monique Jones, CEO of Forefront, activist and former CEO of the Knight Foundation, Sol Flores, and Chanel Ritchie of LL Communications. It's an action-packed hour of information that will help you navigate this critical time for nonprofits and provide you with tools you need while managing a changing financial landscape. Our Big Bill, Big Impact webinar is free, but you must register at eventbrite.com. For more information about the Meeting the Moment movement, log on to wvon.com/Meeting the Moment. Meeting the Moment is powered by the Chicago Community Trust.
Fatigue, swelling, and changes in urination may be warning signs of kidney problems. Don't ignore what your body may be telling you, and that's your healthy reminder.
This healthy reminder is sponsored in part by the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois.
It's the afternoon show with Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray.
Congressman Jonathan Jackson on the line.
I saw a meme that said America will come and get you. When it's about the oil, they bombed in Iran, they've got oil. They bombed in Iraq, they've got oil. They bombed in Libya, they've got oil. And now they bombed in Venezuela, they've got oil. And they even came after Diddy because he had oil.
Come on, Congressman. What a great setup. That was good. That was good.
It's the afternoon show with Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Maria Pappas with Black Houses Matter.
We're up to way over 400 million here. Yeah, giving money back. How about that? People in Bellwood got 10 million, Broadview 6 million, Burnham 3 million, South Holland 17 million. The city of Chicago's up to $190 million that we have given back to African Americans. Who does that? Nobody does that but WVON.
Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas with Black Houses Matter, Monday mornings at 11:30 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This report is sponsored by D&W Injured Lawyers. Car accident? Call D&W right now. Slip and fall? Call D&W right now. Any accident at all? Call D&W Law right now and get the help you deserve. Don't hesitate. Call the 8s. 312-888-8888. Your trusted local personal injury lawyers ready to fight for you.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Things still nice and light on the roadways. These travel times are just for you messengers out there. As you make your way along the Ryan, expect a 19-minute trip from 95th Street into downtown. Outbound, no problems or delays. The Bishop Ford, Tuskegee Airmen Memorial, you'll move along at the posted speed each way. Along DuSable Lakeshore Drive, we're still monitoring that minor delay right there, Roosevelt Road in both directions. That's mainly a stoplight delay. If you're on the Stevenson, making your way inbound from I-355 to DuSable Drive, you're looking at a 30-minute trip, 30 outbound. The Eisenhower, 45 in from Thorndale to the Burn Circle outbound, a 35-minute trip. The Kennedy now just bumped up to 40 minutes from O'Hare to downtown. Getting to the airport, we're now looking at just about a 33-minute trip. And we have a reading here of some solid traffic outbound from the Burn Circle to Ohio. Taking a look at our weather, we saw a passing shower earlier. The National Weather Service says we'll see another one this afternoon. Now, because of all these clouds in our area, our daytime highs and lows have changed. We're looking at a daytime high of now 79. Our low tonight, right around 69. Currently, it's 71 at Midway, 71 at Rainbow Beach, and 71 degrees here at the Talk of Chicago. That's a look at traffic and weather now. I'm Annette Flournoy on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
And now back to the Cleopatra Show on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
So you walk into the dance hall all by yourself. And when I first saw you, I couldn't think of nothing else. When you smiled at me, the blood rushed straight to my head, and we fell in love.
Hey everybody, we are back and we are broadcasting live right here at the Chicago Blues Festival of 2026, and we're still in the mix. And you're listening to the Cleopatra Show. I want to thank Mr. Robert Terrell for hanging out with me. Now I have to go to Indianola, Mississippi, so I can go by that B.B. King Museum and Delta Interpretive Center, and you all can go with me. So listen, guys. So that's the Blues Fest for you. But listen, I'm about to spill some very hot tea. I have a good friend with me that has elevated in a special way. And maybe because Chicago Public Schools raised him, right? And Chicago helped maketh him. But he is centered in a family that is loving on him. And he's created not only Little Benny, but united in a different way that I have yet to see of certain leaders that are going to be in this race, because he is to and through Chicago Public Schools. And I want to welcome Mr. Hilario Dominguez to the Cleopatra Show for the very first time. How are you?
Thank you, Cleopatra. What an honor to be here with you.
I know, right?
I'm ready to have some fun.
I'm trying to tell you. So, yeah, because we're hanging out at the Blues Fest. Are you into blues?
I mean, as a Chicago kid, you're into blues, you're into hip hop, right? It's the foundation.
I was learning some jewels from some of the elders that have sat with me, Mr. Fernando Jones and Mr. Robert Terrell, and I am still reeling, but I look forward to the Blues Festival. Maybe that's why they sent their favorite millennial to come cover this. But, you know, when I was thinking about you in preparation for the show, I want you to introduce yourself to the listening audience. Who are you?
No, I appreciate that. And, you know, it was because of my choir director that my taste even opened up to the blues. So, you know, you said it yourself. I'm a Chicago kid, born and raised in Pilsen, a mother who cleaned houses, rich people homes, and a father who drove trucks. You know, they did everything to give us the best that they could, like many Chicago families, you know, and like many Chicago families, our public schools were a lifeline. And that's what they were for me. They changed my life. So my choir director, Miss Shay, I mean, she taught me to believe in myself, so much so that a brother thought he could sing. You know, it was nurses like the late, great nurse Helen, who gave me a place to rest my heart when things weren't cool at home. You know, so it was educators like that poured into me, that changed my life. And that's why I'm running. Because
wait, you're running. So I didn't even tiptoe to that.
Yeah.
I'm just hold that card, because you
got
running
it.
for the bus, you running for an opportunity, are you running for a position, or you running to be board president? We're going to get to that.
Okay. Sometimes it feels like I'm running for all those things.
I'm trying to tell you. In Chicago, it's very possible you be running for the bus, your job, and an opportunity at the same time. So, in essence, working families defines who you've come to be and who you've come to represent.
Yeah.
You are a lot of things, but a kid from Pilsen that is now a man with a wife, a family of his own, that is served in a multitude of things. So educator, right? So you evolved in that way. So walk us through, because from a Bronco to a Dolphin, and you got to be Chicago to know about that.
If you know, you know.
Right? But you swimming, which way you going? Because you've only went up from here. So for you to come back and educate and teach, special
Yeah.
education, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. I mean, so yes, coming from working class parents, but public schools through and through. You know, it was my teachers who got me the opportunity to be able to go to school like Whitney Young. So yes, shout out Dolphins, but also shout out Broncos and Eagles and Condors. And if you know what schools I'm talking about. But it was also those same educators at Whitney Young that allowed me to go to a school like Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. Right. And it wasn't enough to just go to a great schools like that. That's why I came back as a special education teacher. I've been able to teach in West Summer Park and in Pilsen, come back home and teach in the very same neighborhood that grew me, that raised me. So it's been a blessing to be able to come back and pour into the schools that made me, you know, to be able to teach our young people, our middle school students, but to also be able to coach. I was a basketball coach, you know, and
You got some game.
you know, I know a little some.
I didn't know that.
Hey, you out here in Chicago, you got to be able to hold your own at the playground.
I'm trying to tell you. Now, I played ball for many years. So listen. So from Chicago public schools, the evolution, you continue to get in the thick of a fight. And I'm talking about a fight for our quality of life. And you have embodied that in a multitude of ways in a different role. So you evolved and you went onward to this gravitational pull with the Chicago Teachers Union. Tell us about that.
Well, it wasn't enough to be a great teacher. I realized very early on you had to have a great union, right? Because if you're going to fight for the things that your students deserve and not just within a school building, you need to do it within people. You got to do it with the masses, right? You got to do it as an organized force that is willing to fight back and push back when they're trying to close our schools. And when they do close our schools, as you know, right? They close up 50 of our schools in Black and brown neighborhoods of Chicago, right? So the only way to push back and to fight back is with our union. So in 2019, when we had our teachers strike, I was one of the 9 teachers that was arrested because we were protesting Sterling Bay, a mega developer that had taken millions of dollars of our TIF money, right, away from our schools.
And since then, that project has collapsed.
That's right.
I haven't thought about that in so long in terms of where are they now. They've gotten rid of that project. They didn't even want it.
Yep.
That's wild.
And the thing is, it's like that strike, it didn't just start there for me. I mean, that was the same story we were being told in 2010 when I was a junior in high school and Ron Huberman was the CEO and he was instituting cuts and we almost lost our physics teacher. She came in crying because she said she got a pink slip and she was losing her job. So as students, we organized the walkout. So, you know, Chicago, the fight is in our blood. Because we have to in the city, we have to survive, right? We have to demand the resources that we should have been justly given in the first place.
So when we come back, guys, I'm going to spill a little tea because I've been talking about this fully elected school board because it's the first of its kind and it's historic in the city of Chicago where you will control the fate of who we send to represent our best interest. And that is the best way I'm going to put it because it is no longer, what they decide. It's what you decide. And when we come back, I'm going to reintroduce Mr. Hilario Dominguez. You don't want to miss this.
More from Cleopatra coming up next on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Tuned in to your favorite WVON personalities on Facebook Live? Don't just watch, like it, love it, share it. Every click helps us grow the conversation and keep the community strong. So remember, like it, love it, share it, Chicago.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
This summer, we're taking our streets back with peace. The faith community of Saint Sabina is calling on the entire city to stand together for the Summer Peace Takeover Friday, June 5th at 7 p.m. Join thousands of Chicagoans for a powerful rally and march for peace featuring special guest, Chicago's own Chance the Rapper. Meet us at St. Sabina, 1210 West 78th Place as communities from across the city come together with one message. Enough is enough. Let's uplift our neighborhoods, empower our youth, and show the nation what unity in Chicago looks like. The first 1,000 people will receive free t-shirts. So bring your family, friends, church groups, and neighbors. This isn't just a march, it's a movement. The Summer Peace Takeover, Friday, June 5th at St. Sabina. Peace starts with us. Chicago, be there.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
Protect your money and build your wealth. Sundays at 3 p.m., host and owners of Top and Top Insurance Agency, Clydell and Betty Top, teach you about protecting your assets, 401ks, annuities, life after retirement, the differences and benefits of life insurance. And they take questions. Their advice can enhance your financial future and your legacy. Call for a free WVON financial consultation, 773-881-8110. Tune in Sundays at 3 p.m. to protect your money and build your wealth. Powered by Top and Top Insurance Agency.
This is Rufus Williams, and I've got something special for you. I am proud to announce that we're launching the Rufus Williams Travel Club in conjunction with Advantage International. Our first trip, we're staying in the United States and heading to one of the most stunning destinations for culture to cuisine. Join us October 8th through 12th as we explore the charm, the beauty, and the history of Charleston, South Carolina. This isn't your typical getaway. We're walking through history and standing where our stories began. From the roots of Gullah Geechee culture to the International African American Museum, from cobblestone streets to waterfront views. This is more than a trip. It's a cultural vibe. To find out more, visit WVON.com and click the Rufus Williams Travel Club banner. And keep listening for more details. The Rufus Williams Travel Club will turn curiosity into understanding, one destination at a time. We are WVON.
And now back to the Cleopatra Show on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
It's a pity, low down and dirty shame. Lord, it's a pity.
And hey, everybody, we are back. The time is 10:54, and we're broadcasting live right here at the Chicago Blues Festival 2026, and we're in the mix. And listen, guys, I have Mr. Hilario Dominguez sitting with me, and we have some breaking news that I wanted to share. I'm going to spill some hot tea on Funny Clip Fridays, and this is no laughing matter because when it comes to the historic 21-member board right here in the city of Chicago, when it comes to our schools, you hold the power. And there has been a decision made. Hilario, will you share with the listening audience what's the news?
Of course. Thank you, Cleopatra. So I'm running for the very first ever elected position of the Chicago board president.
And on top of that, you have been endorsed by who?
The Chicago Teachers Union.
I accept this to be a moment in historical precedence because The Chicago Teachers Union, the House of Delegates is how many?
It's a body of over 500 members. This is the largest democratic body within the union, arguably, within the state. Yeah, within the country. It is how everything gets done within the union, democratically.
So, yeah, you didn't just sail by; you were voted by and favorably, unanimously. So here it is, guys. Hilario Dominguez is running for school board president, and we're the first to break this news that he's endorsed by Chicago Teachers Union. And your hat says it all. What does your hat say?
It says public schools raised me through and through.
And you embody that message in what way?
Everything about me is public schools. As a public school student, the only candidate in the race that was a public school student, graduated from a school like Whitney Young High School, a school, by the way, which was birthed and born out of the civil rights movement, right? And because of that, I was given an experience where I had it was a diverse phenomenon. Right. I was able to build relationships with students from across the entire city. Some relationships that stayed with me, I have friends from artists like Vic Mensa to friends that are OB-GYNs like Lucero Diaz. Like it was just such a privileged opportunity. And yet, an example of what we could have in every single school in our city in Chicago.
What we should
have.
What we need to have yesterday, because I've been touring these schools and I was sharing with Hilario how traumatic it's been at the onset of the journey for my son. And when you piss off Mama Bell, I'm like you. Public schools made me, so I need one of them hats because I've been to 4 public schools in my entire life, and that includes my master's degree.
There you go.
So literally elementary, high school, undergrad and grad, right? That is it. So across the state of Illinois to Chicago, this is it. And many of us, like yourself and like myself, this is it. And then we know that it should be epic. We know that it should be a wonderful opportunity. So what are you going to deliver to the board if you are elected to be president?
So, look, I'm proud to stand on the shoulders of giants. This moment that we're in was brought to you by the blood, sweat, and tears of mothers, organizers, community members that fought for decades to be able to have their voice heard at our schools. So I'm proud of that, and I think because I'm proud of that, what I am standing 10 toes down on the fact that our schools, we're moving in a way where we can continue to transform them by winning librarians in every school, sports programs for every school, a social worker in every school, right? And yet we're also facing the same forces that want to bring us back to the ROM era, to the era we were closing schools, where we saw massive school closures, especially in Black communities. And because of that, we've lost an enormous amount of Black educators. We should be working with HBCUs to bring in Black educators into our schools. We should be partnering with our South and West Side and every fraction of this city so that we can create the schools that our students deserve.
Well, one thing about it, the future seems bright underneath this title of President Dominguez. Let us know how we can keep up with the momentum and the opportunity for those that want to learn more about your campaign and learn more about you.
No, I appreciate that. All social media platforms, follow us at Hilario for CPS. That's HILARIO for CPS. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. All the things.
Is it the number 4 or FOR?
That's a great question. I think on Instagram it's the number 4, and then on everything else it's FOR.
Okay. Well, one thing about it, I got to have you back as this campaign heats up, because you're not the only contender, but you're the only contender with the sign of approval from the Chicago Teachers Union, and that speaks volumes. Why? What does it mean to you to be endorsed by Chicago Teachers Union?
It's 30,000 educators. These are the people that we entrust our babies to, people that are changing kids' lives every single day, right? So I'm proud to have the support of our educators who changed me and my life for the better, and continue to change our young people's lives every day. So that's an honor for me, a teacher and an educator. Like, these are people that work with their hearts. So, and I'm going to fight with my heart for them.
I sure was going to ask you. Well, it's been a blast to be with you. Don't let this be the last time you stop by the TCS. Listen, guys, Hilario Dominguez, he's running for school board president, and he's been endorsed by CTU. I told you I was going to spill some hot tea. We'll be back after this break.
71 and cloudy with another passing shower headed our way on this Friday, June 5th, 2026. I'm Anna Flanoy, and in the headlines, it's a blues weekend in Chicago. The annual Chicago Blues Festival is happening at Millennium Park, and WVON is there live. Expect traffic restrictions and heavy police presence on the far north side today in anticipation of a planned large team gathering at Foster Beach. And comedian Dave Chappelle returns to Chicago's United Center for a surprise comedy show. Here's another surprise: no cell phones allowed. National news from the Black Information Network is next, right here on the station that is Black and proud. 1690 AM WVON, Berwyn, Chicago. It's 11:01.
First, here's BIN News Now. In Broward County, officials say raising homestead exemptions could reduce tax revenue by about 11% in 2027, potentially leading to cuts to services like first responders. State CFO Blaise Ngaglia is pushing back.
The very first thing that every single government should be funding is their first responders.
He says some local governments like Miami-Dade have overspent recent gains. A man is due in a California courtroom accused of killing his father, Black Grammy-nominated opera singer Jubilant Sykes. Prosecutors say 32-year-old Micah Sykes stabbed him to death in their Santa Monica home and claim the suspect may not have been properly medicated at the time. And the Obama Presidential Center is set to open on June 19th on Chicago's South Side, with officials expecting up to 1 million visitors each year. The Obama Foundation is a nonprofit collaborator of the Black Information Network. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Back to Terry McCready.
The House approving an effort yesterday for renewed assistance to Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke out following the Russian drone attack that reportedly injured 2 people in a NATO country. He told CBS's Face the Nation just days ago the latest attack on Romania is part of a pressure campaign from Vladimir Putin.
First of all, it's not the first time. Yes, he's doing such pressure. I think it's political pressure. It's messages from Russia, don't help Ukraine.
Romania's foreign ministry says the drone was part of an assault on Ukraine. The House action comes after a few Republican members joined with Democrats to force a vote. The procedural tactic known as a discharge petition was launched by Black Democratic Representative Gregory Meeks of New York last year. A discharge petition allows a majority of House members to bring a bill to the floor. The underlying legislation, also introduced by Meeks, the top Democrat on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, passed in a 226 to 195 vote. Over a dozen Republicans supported it. Black Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, who signed the petition, voted against it.
We have led a grassroots campaign because we want to bring change to our city, and that's what we've been doing. And that's what we're going to continue to do.
LA's Black incumbent Mayor Karen Bass. Black voters and pundits say a possible Los Angeles mayoral race between Bass and reality TV firebrand Spencer Pratt spotlights a political double standard, an experienced Black public servant versus an up-and-coming celebrity. As Bass prepares for a likely November runoff against Pratt, many are framing the matchup as more than a garden variety political race. The Griot reports, for some, it's shaping up to become a narrative on race, credentials, and familiar standards for Black female leaders. A new Quinnipiac University poll shows many Americans feel the system of democracy isn't working. According to the poll, 57% of respondents said they believe the system of democracy in the U.S. isn't functioning, while 37% say they believe it is, and 7% did not respond. Findings from the poll come as Americans' confidence in the nation's leadership is appearing to dwindle. However, when assessing sentiments over the idea that democracy in the United States will end at some point in their lives, just over 20% of respondents agreed, compared to 68% who disagreed and 10% who did not respond. The first 6 athletes on Team USA for the 2028 Olympics will be determined in St. Louis, Missouri. The city is hosting the U.S. Olympic marathon trials for both men and women. According to USA Track and Field, organizers say 3 men and 3 women will qualify for Team USA during the trials, which will be the first selection event for any U.S. sport ahead of the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
Drinking more water helps your body do what it's designed to do. Stay hydrated, especially during warmer days and busy schedules.
Your health, our community, for WVON.
Tuned in to your favorite WVON personalities on Facebook Live? Don't just watch, like it, love it, share it. Every click helps us grow the conversation and keep the community strong. So remember, like it, love it, share it, Chicago.
This is Rufus Williams, and I've got something special for you. I am proud to announce that we're launching the Rufus Williams Travel Club in conjunction with Advantage International. Our first trip, we're staying in the United States and heading to one of the most stunning destinations for culture to cuisine. Join us October 8th through 12th as we explore the charm, the beauty, and the history of Charleston, South Carolina. This isn't your typical getaway. We're walking through history and standing where our stories began. From the roots of Gullah Geechee culture to the International African American Museum, from cobblestone streets to waterfront views. This is more than a trip. It's a cultural vibe. To find out more, visit WVON.com and click the Rufus Williams Travel Club banner. And keep listening for more details. The Rufus Williams Travel Club will turn curiosity into understanding, one destination at a time. We are WVON.
It's DL Hughley.
If it weren't for the Black Panthers, American children wouldn't have free breakfast. Now, I don't know many groups that are only bad that feed children. The Klan only gave us Burning Cross. I guess you could warm your breakfast up on one.
Weekdays at 5 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Bond TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. Bond TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
What happens to the brain as we age? Does your brain age too? This Saturday on the Community Health Focus Hour, join host Dr. Dorian Miller for a discussion on the brain health and aging. Learn what happens to the brain as we age, ways to maintain cognitive health, and practical steps to support memory and overall well-being. Get expert insights and valuable information for every stage of life. Listen live on WVON and Facebook. The Community Health Focus Hour, Saturdays at 1 p.m., powered by the Urban Health Initiative of UChicago Medicine, at the forefront.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
June is Pride Month. It's a celebration for people who live out loud. We are WVON.
Hey, it's Matt McGill, and the countdown is on to the largest blues festival in America, the Chicago Blues Fest in Millennium Park, Friday, June 5th through the 7th. We're celebrating 55 years of Alligator Records with tributes to Coco Taylor, Lonnie Brooks, Hound Dog Taylor, and Chris Stone Kingfish Ingram. We're celebrating Chicago-style blues with Chicago's own living legend, Billy Branch, Kenny Neal, and Ronnie Baker Brooks. And we'll close out the weekend with a special tribute to Women in Blues, featuring Lynn Jordan and the Shivers, and an outstanding performance by the legendary Taj Mahal and the Phantom Blues Band. While you're there, stop by WVON's Juke Joint and meet your favorite WVON personalities. It's 3 days of good blues in Millennium Park. For more info, visit WVON.com/events. Brought to you by Mayor Brandon Johnson and D-Case.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Still looking at pretty much light traffic across the board. You'll move along at the posted speed. Right now, we do have an alert from CTA starting at 10 tonight. Red line trains will be rerouted to the elevated tracks in both directions between Fullerton and Cermak Chinatown. Now, that's due to maintenance work happening in the subway. So allow yourself some additional travel time if need be. CTA says they will be running some free bus shuttles along the normal subway route between Fullerton and the Loop. Taking a look at our weather, we're expected to see another passing shower in our forecast later this morning. The National Weather Service says we're now looking at a daytime high of around 79, tonight somewhere around 69. Right now it's still 71 at Midway, 71 at Rainbow Beach, and 71 degrees here at the Talk of Chicago. That's a look at traffic and weather now. I'm Annette Flournoy on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey, there he is. How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand or what? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke. Are you okay? I'm having a stroke. Your face looks weird too. I'm having a stroke. Are you having a seizure or something? I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear.
I'm having a stroke.
You just need to know the sudden signs. Look for FAST, F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. Or S, speech difficulty. Then T, time. Time to call 911 immediately, because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Know the sudden signs. Face, arm, speech, time. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different.
Live from the Xfinity Studios at WVON, it's the Cleopatra Show on Chicago's Essential Storyteller, 1690 WVON.
I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that nigga in the alley. I'm your doctor when you need. Want some coke, have some weed. You know me, I'm your friend, your main boy, thick and thin.
And we are back. We're broadcasting live from the Chicago Blues Fest 2026, and you're listening to the Cleopatra Show. And listen, guys, we're going to keep the momentum going. That's right. We're going back down to Mississippi because I got me a Mississippi man to and through, and that's Rashad, the blues kid, and he's making waves on the blues circuit. He has a new album coming out today.
Yes.
Okay, so we drop. Look, I'm told you I'm gonna drop some heat. Look at that, all that tea I'm spilling. And it's called Raised on the Blues. And you're performing later this afternoon. I want to welcome you to the Cleopatra Show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And you're just so polite and southern. I love it. I love it. I love it. So tell me, because I was asking you before I get to the blues, you know, you live in Mississippi.
Yes,
Laurel, Mississippi. And you know, as a Chicago girl, I'm a city girl to and through. I don't meet too many folk that still live in Mississippi. I know folk that are from Mississippi, may have a cousin or two in Mississippi like me. Tell the listening audience, what is it like to live in Laurel, Mississippi?
We still growing greens and corn and riding horses and
Riding horses.
Living the country life. That's what we do. That playing.
So
the
you
blues.
own a horse?
I own a horse.
Really? What's your horse name?
We got Foxy, Big Mama. We got a few of them.
Really? So you got some land?
Yeah, I got a few acres.
You see, from a city girl, let me tell you, when we buy a house, it'd be like 0.25 acre on said lot. What is it like to have agriculture, land, and be connected in a way that is natural?
I mean, it's pretty typical for us. Look, we wait till the sun go down, turn the coons hound loose.
Turn a coon hound loose. Is you dropping a song or bar? What is happening? What coon are you letting loose? A raccoon?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we got a lot of coon competition.
I don't do no coons. Coon competition. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. So they compete with each other?
Yes, the dogs do.
What?
Yeah, you got to visit Mississippi.
What do I need to bring?
Mosquito spray.
Okay. I'll tell you right now, because I'm finding that sugar, I'm trying to tell you, it's a very attractive aroma, so I can believe that. What else I need to bring when I come to Mississippi?
The thing about mosquitoes down there is, when newcomers come, they tend not to bite us because they smell that fresh blood.
Really?
So they leave us alone.
So from the raccoons to the dogs to the horses to agriculture, I mean, you said when the sun go down, folks come outside.
Whether that's to the juke joint, hugging up on the big oak tree with a bottle of moonshine, letting the coon hounds do what they do, or just.
And what you know about some moonshine? You make moonshine?
I can't disclose that.
You can't disclose that. I'm all in your business now. Look at that. I'm all in that Kool-Aid.
Oh man, look at my boy laughing.
What y'all know about that moonshine? Okay. White lightning? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Let me not sound like Becky. White lightning? Oh my God. But tell me about the juke joints, because the fact that we still call them that in 2026 is kind of cool.
Well, my grandmother had a juke joint in Laurel called the White Rose.
The White Rose?
And my dad, they all grew up in the food service business. So we've been around this type of music since me and my cousins been in the world. And I got 82 first cousins. 82? Ooh.
Yes. I got more than you, but keep going.
But from them having card games at different people's houses and craps and dominoes, and then the music, and I mean, it's just kind of, they raise their kids in a juke joint type lifestyle. And to take that out to different festivals and anything, I try not to look at a festival, even like no matter how big the field or wherever we are is, I try to keep it compact to make it feel like, we in the Mississippi juke.
Now, is this your first time in Chicago?
No, this is my third time in Chicago.
Third time? Is this your first blues festival here in Chicago?
My second blues
okay.
festival.
So I ain't even, I can't be the first of nothing. Look, I'm gonna find some first. When we come back, I got Rashad the Blues Kid, and clearly he's been raised in the blues since in the womb. I want to know, when we come back, what instrument you love to play the most, your delivery, what makes your sound so authentic, and how you rose to be the blues kid, because you hanging out with your favorite millennial. So I got the blues kid.
Okay.
So if you the blues kid and I'm your favorite millennial, I could say I got that. I want you to tell us how you got to where you at, because you are not necessarily in a competition with a sea of folk, but you have created your own lane.
Yes, I have.
And I love it. When we come back, I'm gonna talk to you about Rashad the Blues Kid and some more, and he gonna come up with some firsts for us, because since this is not his first time in Chicago, not his first time at the Chicago Blues Festival, he done been around the block on his horses and raccoons. He gonna give us some firsts. You don't want to miss this. We'll be back.
More from Cleopatra coming up next on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey, it's Matt McGill, and the countdown is on to the largest blues festival in America, the Chicago Blues Fest in Millennium Park, Friday, June 5th through the 7th. We're celebrating 55 years of Alligator Records with tributes to Coco Taylor, Lonnie Brooks, Hound Dog Taylor, and Chris Stone Kingfish Ingram. We're celebrating Chicago-style blues with Chicago's own living legend, Billy Branch, Kenny Neal, and Ronnie Baker Brooks. And we'll close out the weekend with a special tribute to Women in Blues, featuring Lynn Jordan and the Shivers, and an outstanding performance by the legendary Taj Mahal and the Phantom Blues Band. While you're there, stop by WVON's Juke Joint and meet your favorite WVON personalities. It's 3 days of good blues in Millennium Park. For more info, visit WVON.com/events. Brought to you by Mayor Brandon Johnson and D-Case.
This June on Vaughn TV, the culture takes center stage. First, dive into the stories behind today's biggest names in music with a new original series, now trending hip-hop. From the lyrical mastery of Kendrick Lamar, the fearless creativity of Doechii, to the genre-bending brilliance of Doja Cat and Tyler, the Creator. Discover how these artists are shaping music, culture, and the future of hip-hop.
Chart-topping, genre-bending, culture-defining. These are the new voices. The digital poets of a generation raised on hustle, hashtags, and heartbreak. They're not waiting for a seat at the table. They're building their own. This is more than music. This is a movement. This is hip-hop.
And for music lovers who appreciate where it all began, don't miss Echoes Cross the Tracks, the history of the blues. Narrated by Morgan Freeman, this powerful documentary traces the roots of the blues from the Mississippi Delta to its worldwide impact, exploring the music that helped generations endure, inspire, and overcome.
You ever go into any club and they're playing that kind of music, it's not rock and roll, it's blues. It's blues rock or blues, whatever, it's got that backbeat on it.
From the roots of the blues to the future of hip-hop, it's all happening this June on Vaughn TV. Stream anytime on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and at Vaughn TV.
Hey, child.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems. And if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
It's the afternoon show.
Sometimes you have sex and it's holding and it's touching and it's baby and I love you. And sometimes it's that. It's opposite of that. And so I wouldn't take those moments away from him. If they have those moments where they can get grimy, let them have them. But if he wants more moments, like you guys say, all of your advice, cogent, relevant, all that. Kudos to you guys. But let that man have that.
It's the afternoon show, weekdays at 3 on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This is your host and life coach, Linnell Harris, and I want you to join me every Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Inspirational Perspective. On Inspirational Perspective, we talk life vision, life purpose, and the show is all about helping you live the best life possible. So join me as we look at supporting you in living the life you intend to live and making your life's vision a reality. Every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 a.m. WVON.
WVON, traffic and weather now.
Things are still nice and light on the expressways, but we are tracking a situation right now on DuSable Lakeshore Drive. As you make your way northbound, look out for a disabled vehicle right there at Irving Park Road. Of course, not affecting any travel times or anything like that because traffic is so light. But we are seeing a delay along DuSable Lakeshore Drive again, right there at Roosevelt Road in both directions. That's more than likely due to a stoplight delay. Taking a look at our weather, we could see another passing shower later this morning. The National Weather Service says we're looking at a new daytime high of 79, a low of 69. Still pretty much a 71 right now at Midway. It's 71 in Markham and 71 degrees here at the Talk of Chicago. That's a look at traffic and weather. Now, I'm Annette Flournoy on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
And now back to the Cleopatra Show on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
We're broadcasting live still at the Blues Fest, and you're listening to the Cleopatra Show, and I'm sitting next to Rashad, the Blues Kid. And let me tell you how millennials link up. He had a vision, and I said, I know the man. That's right. So I brought Mr. Terrell back into the booth because Rashad, the Blues Kid, had a presentation. What you wanted to say?
Yeah, I've been reaching out to Mr. Robert Terrell for about the last 2 years on coming in and managing Rashad, the Blues Kid.
Now, and I asked him, I said, is he that important? He said, absolutely.
Yeah. So since he on camera and standing right in front of us,
I'm trying to
we're going to bag him in a corner to get that Monday morning phone call.
I showed conspired. I said, so you want him? He said, yeah, I want him bad. I said, oh, okay, I'm going to make a call.
So now it's on the table on air.
I don't know what to say about y'all.
I said, is he that important? I mean, that attests to how I felt when I sat with you. I just thought you were so special, and he think that you are so influential. Would you entertain the Blues Kid for a moment?
Robert is one of those people, if you're in the state, he's one of those people that you need to know. And not just what he does for the blues, because when you look at B.B. King Museum and what they do there, you got Southern Soul, you got rock, so what he's doing for the music world makes him makes me not want to share him.
Oh, well, you know what, sharing is caring, so now you got to share him with me, because I told him, I said, I'm coming to Indianola, and then he said, well, you got to come to Laurel, and I'm about 3.5 hours. But sharing is caring, because that's how we grow, right?
Yeah, I told her she got to get the bug spray with the D in it, because the mosquitoes gonna tote her off.
Now, why you got Mr. Terrell here? What is it that you want him to take away with what you can bring? What you gonna bring new? What you gonna bring in addition to?
Wait till 4:30.
No, I can't wait till 4:30. He's standing right here. You got to 4:30. Tell him you right now.
He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. I got him.
Woo! Now, see, I like his fight. So at 4:30, Rashad, the Blues Kid, is gonna take to the stage. And how you gonna tear down the stage? Because they done built it up. So tell us how you gonna tear it down. I'm coming with that heat now.
Don't say it like this from this other side of the table. This cat gonna tear it up. He a big boy. You can see that he was on the gridiron. But you know what? He can handle them strings.
Can he handle them?
He can handle the stage.
Well, there it is.
There it is. We gonna go a little southern. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Look, I can't wait to go to Mississippi. Y'all go. And then Mississippi. Oh, because I want to enunciate all the words. Like this. All right, so listen, how can we keep up with your music? Because you dropped the album in the day.
Yes. Look, you guys can find me simply Facebook, Rashad the Blues Kid, Instagram, Rashad Blues, and All that other stuff I leave for the young folks.
Well, there it is, guys. I thank you so much, Mr. Terrell, for being on speed dial to entertain us. Because now that we done linked up with another millennial, he the favorite blues kid, and I'm your favorite millennial. I said, well, if he that important, let's get him back over here.
And for y'all just thinking I am not a kid, it just took me 34 years to grow a mustache.
Really?
And
You
an
do
old
have a
blues
baby
man gave me that name because I was the only one in the band without a shave.
He didn't give it to you. You earned it. You better tell him, Mr. Terrell. He earned it. I just Fernando Jones just named his guitar after me. I earned it.
Okay, then. Okay,
You
yeah.
earned it. All right, guys. So listen, we're having a blast at the Blues Fest. I want you to come down here, stop by the booth, come hang out with us, and keep the momentum going. Be sure to like and share the show. We'll be back after this break.
Yeah.
Could see another passing shower in our area before the morning is over. Good morning. I'm Annette Flournoy, and here's what's happening. It's a blues weekend in Chicago. The annual Chicago Blues Festival is happening at Millennium Park. It has been a staple in Chicago for decades, where blues legends such as B.B. King, Buddy Guy, Etta James, and Coco Taylor and more have performed. This year, the Chicago Blues Festival is celebrating 75 years of Billy Branch and 50 years of the Sons of Blues. The legendary harmonica players spoke exclusively with WVON's Rufus Williams yesterday about how he became hooked on blues as a teenager.
And ironically, it was due to Diamond Dixon's celebrated grandfather, Willie Dixon, who produced the unofficial first Chicago Blues Festival, which took place on August 30th, 1969. This was arguably the greatest blues festival in history. I'll tell you why. Some of the performers were Bo Diddley, Junior Wells, Buddy Guy, Big Mama Thornton, and about 20 more. And Willie Dixon provided the backup band for all of these acts. This is the first day I heard the blues. And it was a life-changing event. From then on, I was hooked.
Currently, WVON is broadcasting live at the Chicago Blues Festival as well as all weekend long, where a virtual prayer service was held last night to remember Spencer Leak Jr. Reverend Otis Moss III was among many faith leaders who offered up prayers.
May you, O God, provide sacred moments of serendipity that will bring together people, that will pour into the hearts of the Leak family and remind them how they are loved and cared for.
Also, Bishop Larry Trotter.
Father, we need you to breathe on us. The Leak family is hurting. Henrietta, Spencer, thank you for the kindness that A.R. Leak showed to the city.
Funeral arrangements have been set. Public visitation and lying in state is scheduled for 4 p.m. Thursday, June 11th at Leak & Sons Funeral Homes at 78th and Cottage Grove. His celebration of life will take place 10 a.m. Saturday, June 13th at House of Hope, Chicago. Spencer Leak Jr. was a close friend to WVON. He was vice president of Leak & Sons Funeral Homes and part of a third-generation business that has been serving the community since 1933. The Leak family says they are grateful for the outpouring of love and support. Spencer Leak Jr. was 56 years old. Well, if you've ever been walking on the sidewalk and nearly hit by someone flying by on an electric bike or scooter, listen up. Illinois lawmakers approved a new state legislation for electric bikes, e-scooters, and similar electronic moving devices. Now, the measure comes with an age requirement and new restrictions on where they can be operated. E-bikes that run over a certain speed limit will also require a driver's license, registration, and insurance. Now, supporters say the measure is designed to prevent the increase in the number of injuries, many quite severe. Now it's sitting on the governor's desk. Once signed, the new rules will take effect January 1st. And expect traffic restrictions and heavy police presence on the far north side today in anticipation of a planned large teen gathering at Foster Beach. As a precautionary measure, city officials say there will be no parking along the lakefront between Lawrence and Foster from 2 this afternoon until 10 tonight. Vehicles parked in restricted areas could be towed. Now, the off-ramps at Lawrence and Foster along DuSable Lakeshore Drive may be blocked off from time to time. Officials say the goal is to prevent any possible violence and property damage from happening and for overall public safety. And comedian Dave Chappelle returns to Chicago's United Center for a surprise comedy show. It's set for Friday, June 19th. Tickets for the stand-up GOAT, they're expected to go on sale beginning at noon today. That's in about an hour from now. Well, there's another surprise. A half hour from now. There's another surprise. No cell phones allowed. This is Chappelle's first return to Chicago since 2023. Well, that's a look at our news now on 1690 WVON. Traffic and weather up next. WVON News Time, 11:35.
Chicago officially has the worst traffic in the country. Get out of gridlock with Metra. With our 95% on-time rate, we eliminate the stress of driving and get you where you're going quickly, comfortably, and safely. Metra. Drive less, do more.
It's DL Hughley.
When you see things like what happened in Virginia, where they had a special election and expanded seats for the Democrats, Republicans have been putting their fingers on the scale of the elections forever. They've always done it. They've always gerrymandered. But now they have gerrymandered everything to the nth degree that they don't have any more room to gerrymander. And now these Democrats have picked up 10 to 12 seats. Even after this is all over, we got to get back to people who are involved in the pedophile ring. We got to get back to ICE brutalizing people. So the war is a distraction, but from some pretty horrible that we got to get back to.
Weekdays at 5 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
It's Rufus Williams. Every weekday morning from 7 to 9, I break down what's really going on, politics, power, and the people shaping our communities. Think of it like your morning newspaper, headlines, context, and what it actually means. So you can take it in, sit with it, and move smarter through your day. If you're part of the Root Crew, you already know. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, the comments are a whole other show. A family reunion happening in real time. Listen live or on the WVON app, or join us on Facebook Live. It's the Rufus Williams Show, weekdays 7 to 9, right here on 1690 WVON.
Hey everybody, this is Kendall Moore, the Kendall Moore Show, getting you from your work week to your weekend each and every Friday night from 6 until 9 p.m. I get you from your work week to your weekend. Church, tabernacle.
Kendall Moore, radio for the next generation on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM, WVON.
This report is brought to you by Wendy's new Biggie Deals. Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie Deals at $4, $6, and $8. Pick one new Biggie Deals you're craving. For a pretty Biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
WVON, traffic and weather now.
Here's some travel times for you messengers out there as you make your way inbound along the Ryan from 95th Street to downtown. You're now looking at just 17 minutes. Outbound, you'll move along at the posted speed. Things are quiet along the Bishop Ford and Tuskegee Airmen Memorial. As you make your way along DuSable Lakeshore Drive, no problems, no delays, except in both directions right there at Roosevelt Road. That's mainly a stoplight delay. The Stevenson Inn from I-355 to DuSable Drive, just about 35 minutes. Outbound, a 30-minute trip. You're looking at 40 along the Eisenhower from Thorndale to the Burns Circle. That outbound trip will take you 35. And the Kennedy, that inbound trip from O'Hare to downtown, 35 minutes. Getting to the airport just bumped up to 33. Taking a look at our weather, we are seeing lots of cloud coverage. The National Weather Service is warning that we could see another passing shower again before the morning is over. Temperatures right now steady in the 70s. Our official daytime high is 79. It's 74 at Midway, 74 in Lansing, and 74 degrees here at the Talk of Chicago. That's a look at traffic and weather now. I'm Annette Vernoy on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
And now back to the Cleopatra Show on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
I don't care how long you're gone. I don't care how long you stay. But good kind treatment go bring you home someday. But someday, baby, you ain't gonna trouble.
And listen, guys, we are back. We're broadcasting live right here at the Blues Festival, and it has come alive. Listen, I want to thank the Blues Kid for stopping by and Mr. Terrell for at least acknowledging him, because that young man said he gonna manage me. And I said, well, I'm gonna help you over here conspiring. And we did it right in front of Dexter Allen. is an award-winning blues guitarist, singer, songwriter, producer from Mississippi, Crystal Springs, Mississippi to be exact. And he's known for his powerful vocals and electrifying guitar work. And I'm going to get to the meat and the potatoes because it's not easy to get a Grammy. It ain't. I'm sure you can attest to that. But you said something. So again, I have another Mississippian. And you were schooling me about Crystal Springs. And you told me about the Tomato Fest. And I said, oh, I want to learn more. So talk about Crystal Springs because you were raving about a world that I would love to live in. Where Black excellence is a part of everything in leadership. And then Crystal Springs is what?
Crystal Springs, that's my hometown. I was born and raised there. A little small town about 25 miles south of Jackson on I-55. Kind of like if you headed toward New Orleans from Jackson. But like I said, born and raised there. Crystal Springs is relatively known in the world for the largest tomatoes in the world. At one time it was called the tomato capital of the world. And you can look it up. Yeah. Crystal Springs. Now, I'm not sure if they're the tomato capital at this point in time in life because agriculture has grown, but at one time it was the tomato capital of the world, and they have a festival there every year called the Tomato Festival.
And what time of the year?
They move it around, but it's normally somewhere around, I think, around March or April. And then sometime it's in the summer. They just kind of move it around different times. But it's just a festival for people in the community and surrounding areas to come out and celebrate the rich heritage of Crystal Springs and what it was known for.
And I had to ask you about those fried green tomatoes. I said they got to be on the menu. You said absolutely.
Oh yeah, man! Fried green tomatoes, man. Tomato gravy.
Tomato gravy.
Yeah, tomato soup. Just tomato gumbo. You can do a whole lot with a tomato.
I am tickled pink by the attributes of Mississippi, and then, like I said, you elaborated about just leadership and how it's overlooked.
Well, you look at, I'm from Mississippi, and a lot of people, I travel, me being a Grammy award-winning artist, touring artist, I travel, and people always say, well, hey, why are you still in Mississippi? I said, because that's my home. That's where I know people at. They said, well, don't they treat y'all bad down there? I said, that's what you've seen in the movies. So we have to start creating our own narrative, and we have down in especially in the Jackson, Mississippi area, which is the capital of the state of Mississippi. We've had a black mayor in Jackson for over 20 years. We have black police chief, black fire marshal. So it's not as if someone of my race has been forgotten about, or you thinking about what you're seeing in the movies. It's not like that now. I own land, I own property. I live in a large home. I have a pool out back and stuff. We're not riding on coaches and running through cornfields anymore.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm finna pull up at the Allens. I want to ride a pony. I want to go to the pool. And I want to go to the Tomato Fest.
Well, see, here's the thing. We have to create our own narrative. We understand that when you talk about culture, and where we are now in Chicago, we're talking about the blues. The blues, we know where the blues came from. The blues was born out of hard times and oppression and depression. We understand that's what it was born from, but that's not what it is today. Me being a younger man in the blues, I can't sing about the cotton fields. I can't sing about the railroad track and working for the big boss man. Those are things that people like Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Waters sung about, which made them cornerstone in the birth of the blues. But I can't sing them. I have to sing about things that people can relate to today.
And then what do you sing about?
I sing about good times. I sing about things that the everyday man and woman can relate to. Relationship issues. A man meeting a woman, falling in love, having fun, going out, making money. Things that people can relate to today. I don't sing about hard times and troubles and working from sun up to sun. I don't work from sun up to sundown on picking cotton. I ain't never picked cotton.
If you all could see his face, he was so sad. I ain't never picked no cotton.
I can't write a song about that.
You're a part of the evolution of the blues.
That's right.
I love that. I love that for you.
And it has to, because you cannot tell me that if Howlin' Wolf was alive today, he would be sounding the same as he was sounding in 1955. He would have evolved. He would have, because he was a creator. Yeah.
And what do you foresee for the Blues? Because I just had the Blues kid in the studio, and he was a big man. He's not a kid, but he earned that title.
That's right.
So what do you see for the evolution of the Blues?
I see a bright future for it because when I look out in the crowds, I see younger faces. I see younger people interested in wanting to be involved in the blues, wanting to learn the history, wanting to be a blues man or a blues woman. So I think the evolution is here. I think it's evolving. I think the blues connoisseurs just need to just kind of let their hands go and say, hey, let's let it blossom into whatever it's going to be, something of today, because we have to reach a more mainstream crowd.
Mm-hmm. And what do you say to folks that when I had Mr. Fernando Jones in the studio, and I asked him, I said, do you go home? And he said, yes. And I said, it must be nice to have a home. And he looked. And for you all that know not only your roots, but have made your home and then made homes throughout the globe, because you all travel the world, what do you say to a citian like me, somebody that's from the city, that may be scared of the South? Because I think the narrative that you all paint is so beautiful. And it is displayed in your music. It is displayed in how we talk. And when I see you all talk about your love for Mississippi and the places of where you were birthed, what do you say to a Black Northern that's scared of the South?
Come on down. That's what I say. Come on down so you can see for yourself what the South really is. You can see the potential in the South. Just like anywhere, we're in Chicago right now, but I'm sure there's some places somewhere that ain't too savory for me to go.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm sure when you go to New York, there's some places in New York that ain't too savory for you to go. So you have to do the same thing when you go to the South. There's still some places in the South that's not too savory for you to go, but it ain't where Dexter Allen goes. It ain't where other people go, because I know what. So you just have to make sure, just like anywhere you go, make sure you know where you're going. You don't want to end up somewhere you don't need to be.
There it is.
So just come on down. I say to anybody, come on down to the South. Man, we having a ball down there. We having a ball down there. We're growing. There's a film industry that's growing down there. The music industry and ministry. You can't talk. The gospel too. That's the home of. That's where gospel comes from. So when you come down there, you're gonna get some good food. You're gonna get some good music, good laugh, meet some good people, some good friends.
Oh, well, I just appreciated my time hanging with all of you all that are from Mississippi, because it's a spirit that's on you, that speaks through you, and I feel it through your music, and I appreciate the fact that you stopped by my show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So listen, guys, I have brought to you Dexter Allen. He's an Grammy Award-winning artist and respected for his force on modern blues. Now, you heard his commitment. He said he don't know nothing about no hard times, but he's talking about some relationships. He can tell you about some current events. And clearly, he's been notated for that, for the history to remember him as such. And you're continuing to evolve. So let us know how we can keep up with you and your work.
Well, ain't that hard to find. DexterAllen.com, or just put my name. Just open your phone or your iPad or computer up and just type Dexter Allen and just hit go.
There it is.
Trust me, everything, most everything about my life is gonna pop up. Where I was, where I'm gonna be at, all that.
And then you're performing tomorrow at what time?
4:30.
4:30.
I'll be here at the Crossroads, Mississippi Crossroads stage at 4:30. And hey, we're gonna have a good time.
And you all want to be here. We'll be back after this break. Oh, that was great.
More from Cleopatra coming up next on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Fatigue, swelling, and changes in urination may be warning signs of kidney problems. Don't ignore what your body may be telling you, and that's your healthy reminder.
This healthy reminder is sponsored in part by the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
It's Gospel with Pam Morris Walton, your gospel sister, on WVON Sundays, 11 to 2 p.m. Music to help you on your journey. I'll see you there, WVON.
This summer, we're taking our streets back with peace. The faith community of Saint Sabina is calling on the entire city to stand together for the Summer Peace Takeover, Friday, June 5th at 7 p.m. Join thousands of Chicagoans for a powerful rally and march for peace featuring special guest, Chicago's own Chance the Rapper. Meet us at Saint Sabina, 1210 West 78th Place, as communities from across the city come together with one message. Enough is enough. Let's uplift our neighborhoods, empower our youth, and show the nation what unity in Chicago looks like. The first 1,000 people will receive free t-shirts. So bring your family, friends, church groups, and neighbors. This isn't just a march, it's a movement. The Summer Peace Takeover, Friday, June 5th at St. Sabina. Peace starts with us. Chicago, be there.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Bond TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. Bond TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
Greetings, WVON family. It's your brother and friend, Bomani Obadeli of the Activist Hour. Join me on Saturday mornings as we discuss a holistic and public health approach to addressing community violence. We will also be discussing ways that we can create a safe, peaceful, economically thriving, and healthy communities. Join me Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. on WVON for the Activist Hour.
This is Rufus Williams, and I've got something special for you. I am proud to announce that we're launching the Rufus Williams Travel Club in conjunction with Advantage International. Our first trip, we're staying in the United States and heading to one of the most stunning destinations for culture to cuisine. Join us October 8th through 12th as we explore the charm, the beauty, and the history of Charleston, South Carolina. This isn't your typical getaway. We're walking through history and standing where our stories began. From the roots of Gullah Geechee culture to the International African American Museum, from cobblestone streets to waterfront views. This is more than a trip. It's a cultural vibe. To find out more, visit WVON.com and click the Rufus Williams Travel Club banner. And keep listening for more details. The Rufus Williams Travel Club will turn curiosity into understanding, one destination at a time. We are WVON.
WVON traffic and weather now.
So if you're on the inbound Orion right now, travel times just bumped up to 19 minutes from 95th Street into downtown. Outbound things are still pretty quiet. As you make your way along the Bishop Fort and Tuskegee Airmen Memorial, you will move along at the posted speed. Things are pretty light as well along DuSable Lakeshore Drive. There are no problems or delays in either direction. Your inbound trip along the Stevenson still just about 30 minutes from I-355 to DuSable Drive 30 traveling out. The Eisenhower steady at 40 minutes from Thorndale to the Burns Circle. That outbound trip, give yourself there just about 35 minutes. And as you make your way along the Kennedy in from O'Hare to downtown, now a 30-minute trip, but getting to the airport will still take you just about 33 minutes. Taking a look at our weather. Cloudy skies, the National Weather Service says there's about a 90% chance of rain shortly. Our daytime high right around 79, our low tonight 69. Temperatures are beginning to climb again, back up to 74 at Midway, is 74 in Lansing, and 74 degrees here at the Talk of Chicago. That's a look at traffic and weather now. I'm in Illinois on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
And now back to the Cleopatra Show on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
And listen, guys, we are back and we're still broadcasting live right here at the Chicago Blues Festival. And listen, guys, you're listening to the Cleopatra Show. The time is 11:54. And I would like to thank Mr. Dexter Allen. He was such a lovely man. I have met so many new friends from Mississippi. I am definitely going to stop by and visit the BB King Museum. I think that is going to be so powerful. I hope you all will indulge me in it because I'm definitely going to talk your ear about it. And I'm going to figure out what is up with Mississippi because I keep meeting black folk that's not scared to live in Mississippi, own Mississippi, run Mississippi. So, what is the narrative about Mississippi? So, stay tuned for that because Sonya and I are going to work on a whole layout of reimagining the South symposium. I want to put together a series of stories that will help me to understand what is it about the South from a northern perspective that is undeniable. And clearly, from the South to Chicago, from the Mississippi Delta to Chicago, is the birthplace of the blues. And the blues will be with us all weekend long. So I have with me the layout, and I'm going to cherry pick out a few opportunities to raise up some talent that I see on this display. And it is hot, guys. So visit the Mississippi Crossroads stage. That's where we're located. And that is at the south end of the promenade. And there's some performances out of this world. Time, Rhythm, and Blues Band at 3 p.m. Rashad the Blues Kid is at 4:30, so he plays today. That's the young man I just had. At the Wrigley Square, Next Generation of Blues. You know, you have Vandercock College, Kenwood Academy High School. Look at that. Curie Metro High School, the People's Music School. So our youth are going to show up and show out. And then right there at the J. Pritzker Pavilion, you have the Red Hot Louisiana Band at 6:15. That is going to be something to see. In addition to that, 55 years of Alligator Records. That's at 7:30. So for all you late nighters that are going to come out and hang out, the Blues Festival is all weekend long. That's today. How about Saturday? Saturday, you heard him. Fernando Jones is going to be at the Wrigley Square, and that's at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Along with him, Whitney Young Magnet High School. Isn't that beautiful to hear our youth are going to be incorporated? Visit Mississippi Crossroads stage tomorrow, and you'll get to hear from Dexter Allen at 4:30. That's going to be off the chain. Along with him at noon is John Clayton White. And then Sunday, some of you all have won tickets for every day, but Sunday, we talked about the Taj Mahal Band. So that's going to be at the J. Pritzker Pavilion. In addition to that, the Wrigley Square, next Generation of Blues, you have Will Carter Music and Alex Olson. And then right here at Visit Mississippi Crossroads stage, you have Libby Ray Watson with Bill Steber. That is at noon. And then at 3 o'clock, you have Ms. Reese and the Reese Pieces. That's going to be something to see. I see the phone lines are definitely lit, and I definitely want to take a call before I get out of here. I know that Daryl Washington is on the live line. Daryl, welcome to the Cleopatra Show. Is Daryl still with us? Oh, well, we have to let Daryl go. But listen, guys, before I get out of here, I want you all to like and share the show. So many folks have stopped by the WBON station. We're going to be here all weekend long taking photos. So come and meet your favorite personalities. Of course, come hang out with your favorite millennial. And it's been a blast. Look, Rashad Blues Kid has put his CD in my hand. I haven't had a CD in a long time. So that brother is really serious, and I appreciate his rich energy. For all of you all that are in the chat, hopefully you come down and stop by the station. I definitely took Metro this morning just to let you know. And it was a smooth ride. I was definitely here on time, kicking my feet and ready to move the beat. It has been a blast to be with you all for this live broadcast right here at the Blues Festival. Is going to be here all weekend long. Chicago is taking it over, but we definitely got to give it back to Mississippi when we're through. But listen, guys, come down here and meet your favorite blues musicians, guitarists, songstress, songwriters, but they're about to start now. So listen, guys, it's been a blast to be with you. I'll be with you Monday morning. Don't be late to class. We'll be on time at 9 a.m. only on the Cleopatra Show.
74 degrees and cloudy with another passing storm headed our way on this Friday, June 5th, 2026. I'm Anna Fernando in the headlines. Weather tops our news this hour. The National Weather Service says more scattered showers could be headed our way this afternoon, and by tonight could develop into severe storms. Well, it's a blues weekend in Chicago. The annual Chicago Blues Festival is happening